I need more caffeine.
Feel the rhythm of the streets, neon lights and neon dreams. Bloody face, they feel no pain when there's so much more to gain. Hunting season, if you will, tell me where'd you rather be? I can hardly see the moon. Hope we'll get there pretty soon. Trying so hard to release you out of the misery. Hold on to your wishes if you can't hold on to me. Forgive me for letting you down. Forgive me for letting you down again. I guess I'm not strong enough right now. They will finally feel the flames that run down through my veins. I will make the city burn. We're not planning to return. Trying so hard to be free, to make you see what I see. Hold on to your wishes if you can't hold on to me. Forgive me for letting you down. Forgive me for letting you down again. I guess I'm not strong enough right now. Forgive me for letting you down. Forgive me for letting you down again. I guess I'm not strong enough right now. Oh my
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. It's your t-shirted historian. And very quickly, kind of a little bit slow here. We'll talk about the round-based combat thing here in a little bit because I want to get the whole panel in for that one. But really quick, I wanted to point you guys' attention to a strange instrument that apparently started popping up around the 11th century. And I'm putting kind of my historian glasses on now. This strange instrument is called the hurdy-gurdy. I don't know who named it that. I think it's a silly-ass name for a musical instrument. But it's a musical instrument that existed. And there are carvings of it in up in Spain. In fact, it was I think it's actually from the northern Spanish regions originally in the Iberian Peninsula, that kind of place. But it's a stringed instrument that basically it's kind of like a violin, and you turn a crank, and you can hit some buttons on it, and it will make different tones. And I just want to know why it is that all these game systems that are supposed to be based on medieval fantasy, etc., 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 don't have hurdy-gurdies in them, or why they don't feature them. Because honestly, it's the coolest instrument you can find. I mean, they're still using them in metal shows and everything to this day. I've seen big, huge, giant ones that are so big it literally takes two guys to operate it, because one guy's turning the crank and the other guy's hitting all the keys. But aside from how cumbersome it is, I've seen very simple ones made, and I've seen very complex ones that are made with modern plastics and metal and wood and everything else, and modern machining techniques that really sound cool and can be hooked up to electronics for sound. And I mean, just think about this next time. Instead of just pulling out the mandolin or the lute or the flute or all that other crap, check out how freaking metal one of these things is. Okay, right here. And hell yeah, I'm headbanging to that. All right, so let's get our panelists in here. We got Ironcaster, who's a cat today.
I'm a cat.
You're a cat. We have Victor, who's muted. We have Dying Breed, who's muted.
Damn it! I said
I'm not muted
most and
anymore.
everything. I did a nice greeting, and come on, T-shirt, you ruined everything.
Did you say it in Dutch?
Yes, I said post.
Okay, cool, awesome. We have Grim. I like your background, Grim. I like yours too, Dying Breed. Actually, I like everybody's background except Ryan. Ryan did look at Ryan's.
I have no background.
Yeah, you have no. I don't.
I got
either,
a bunch of shit in the background.
T-shirt, I have an idea.
Gray. Huh?
What about the hurdy-gurdy that you can use as a weapon, and you call it the murdy-gurdy?
Why not? I mean, seriously. I mean, look, it's got all these different keys. It's got a crank. I mean, why not? You could build all kinds of gimmick weapons into one of those things and kill somebody with it, I imagine.
There's your next Kickstarter, Victor.
Yeah, there's your next magic item right there. The hurdy-gurdy of metal murdering or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've got to be the only one that was thinking that was the least sexy
murdy-hurdy.
instrument ever.
I got it.
Hurdy-hurdy.
It's the murdy-hurdy.
I don't really associate the hurdy-gurdy with metal, although of course what you showed is valid. But I've always been a fan of bands like Fawn and Omnia and Korax. And,
Yes.
A lot of neo-folk and stuff, and they've always used it.
Me too.
I shared one with you, Corona Borealis, the album the one guy made. He uses it. Classic fantasy stuff. I use it. I mean, that music is in all my D&D games for sure.
Yeah, mine too. I love that stuff, man. It's just like, people want to
Renaissance Fair reenactors are playing it, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, but people are always. I mean, even in the PHB, the 5th edition PHB, it's like they got weird stuff like gongs and war drums and all this other crap. I'm like, where's your hurdy-gurdy? The hurdy-gurdy should be there.
I'm gonna go on a 2-minute rant. I'm sorry to
Do it.
hijack your entire thing.
Do it.
But
Here, I'll give you the floor.
fucking Renaissance fairs and festivals used to actually be about history. And they had people there doing actual historical arts and crafts and reenacting things and having like historically accurate costumes. And you could talk to these people who had these booths and they would know about it. And they actually knew about history and they would tell you all about it. And they had like historically accurate food and music and all this stuff. And now it's just like a fucking Comic Con like cosplay. Like everyone's running around. There's like cosplay, like anime, Naruto characters, D&D shit. That's not what Renaissance fairs are supposed to be.
Yeah, that's what the SCA turned into.
Yeah.
I used to go to the Renaissance fair every year, and every time I go now, it just is like, it's not the same vibe. It doesn't warm the cockles of my OSR heart.
No.
Yeah, if you want that, you pretty much, like T-shirt said, you have to go SCA. I think Renaissance fair, they just kind of... even those days changed?
Yeah, the SCA changed. I went back a couple of years ago, got totally, kitted out with, an actual good Viking sword, gauntlets, everything. I mean, seriously, I went totally period Viking, even down to the shoes. Showed up, and you got people wandering around, just wearing like half-assed whatever the fuck, and
well, to be fair, it is hard to stay in that medieval vibe if you're in a field in Florida somewhere. Yeah. Like over here, like, SCA go to actual castles and like some dude will actually sit there and do some fletching or like something. So, in America, it's like, we're at the field behind the fucking Walmart.
Oh yeah, I've seen some videos of like actual medieval festivals in Europe, and like it's like, did these guys grow up in the 1300s? Because they sure as hell look like they did.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Go and do like Doctor Who Day at the Renaissance Festival.
Yeah, it's like dumb.
About 5 years ago, I went to the Kansas City Renaissance Festival here, and I saw a guy putting on his elf ears. I haven't been back. But one of the nice things about Kansas City is you can really get into that Renaissance vibe, Victor, because if you go on the right weekend, you can hear the NASCAR race about 2 miles away.
Yeah.
Oh, what was it? Maybe 15 years ago, I was dating a girl that was super into the whole SCA scene. And she was really thrilled because her clan allowed her to then be, at that time, a fairy. And it was just foreshadowing at that point. I never went. I mean, all I knew is it was a lot of mud and no climate control and questionable woman parts. So it wasn't for me.
So your comment on foreshadowing, was that about your girlfriend or about the Renaissance Festival itself?
Oh, both. She was a total skank.
Also, can I respond to just a passerby real quick? He said, Heineken, Victor, like you trader. I'm not drinking Heineken. I'm cheap. I'm drinking Schultebro from the Aldi. So, no, it's not Heineken.
Is that good or bad?
It's good. It's good cheap beer, but it drinks.
Hold that up again, Vic. It is the same shade as your green screen, and it's awesome.
It's a green bottle, so it's green screening away. It's funny.
I'll have what he's drinking.
Clear alcohols.
Somebody mentioned In Extremo. It's like, I used to be a DJ for, a German club, and it's like, yeah, man, it's like my list of shit would, as far as music goes, would just boggle your mind, because I got like Wardruna, I got Wagaki band, if you want Japanese style, old school instrumentation.
Was it all German dudes in leather?
A lot of them. Well, not in lederhosen, but just wearing all kinds of cool stuff.
Other type of leather.
It's like, I've got bands from all over the world that just do like what they would now refer to as Mittelalter Musik. Yeah, really, that's a term, Mittelalter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's great stuff.
They all used to be black metal bands, and then they decided to not do that anymore because they were like in their 40s. So now they all make like folk music. Even Graveland, who was a notorious black metal band, that guy he abandoned it completely, and now he makes that type of music too.
Korpiklani actually changed too, and that kind of made me unhappy.
I liked old Corpicani. That was
Me
fun.
too.
It was fun. I didn't listen to it a whole lot. I don't like that. I mean, there's this genre of metal that like fat goth chicks like called pirate metal, and I'm not a big fan of like pirate metal at all. And like Corpicani kind of, they kind of skirt that edge. But anyway, that's a whole.
Or what's that other band with the airship? Abney Park.
Yeah, Abney Park. Yeah.
Pirate metal. It's lame.
Steampunk metal.
That stuff's fun to listen to. I mean, yeah, but it's just like, you know.
They're dicks though, and their fans are dicks.
Yeah.
Are they dicks?
There was an Abney Park RPG that I think maybe Cubicle 7 put out. I gave it a slightly above average review, and their fans descended upon me.
Yeah.
L asks a really interesting question. Obviously, since we're not talking about it, we don't care.
Super Mario didn't come out yet.
Oh yeah,
Super Mario's Super Mario's
I thought he was talking. I thought he was talking about John Wick. I'm like, oh, it's great.
Yeah, John Wick is supposed to be, it's supposed to be really awesome, dude.
I watched it last Saturday. It was amazing.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I ultimately that Mario movie is going to be the #1 movie of this year. Like, and that's fully what I'm expecting. Like, because it's got the advantage of being sort of like, kind of more family friendly oriented. I mean, you're gonna see way more kids that see Super Mario than you're gonna see at John Wick.
Oh, of course.
I don't know. I think John Wick peaked with Legend of the Five Rings. He's never been as good since.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that stupid Honor Among Shit movie. I'm gonna wait until it comes to HBO Max, which is a subscriber service I'm already subscribing to watch other films. And when it comes on there, then I'll check it out because I'm already paid for it. So it's like,
I do want to watch it, not because it's D&D necessarily, but because it's like, when was the last time there was any fantasy movie of any note in the theater? I can't remember. It's been a long time since there's a live action one.
That is what hurts me. Yeah, Your Highness was one.
I mean,
that was a good movie, though.
Yeah, that movie was funny.
That movie was funny as shit.
You can't really count The Northman or The Last Duel as fantasy movies, I don't think, even though they have that vibe. Like,
I'm glad you
mentioned.
The
Northman does have some fantasy elements.
Yeah, it does, but it's like, it's not like
historical.
It's not like Kroll or Dragon Slayer.
And speaking of historical, let's talk for just a moment about the Great Expectations on BBC or FX if you're over here.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Our dear friend, the Echo Chamberlain, had a really good video about it, and it had some really wonderful gems that are worth listening to, like this one.
That TV period piece adaptations are sorely lacking in diversity and need boundary-pushing efforts to solve this crisis. Well, I mean, sure, there was David Copperfield, and then there was Anne Boleyn, and there was Bridgerton, and Sense and Sensibility. But apart from that, there's just been no brave depictions of diversity in period dramas.
Yeah.
Maybe not as funny as I thought, but it was funnier in my head, maybe.
It's funny, but in a kind of like a sad way. It just kind of makes me sadly chuckle. Like, yeah,
because it's kind of true. I mean, even Grimm is really quiet about it.
Yeah. I do not care about period dramas, except they've got an advert for tampons that's called the period drama with everyone in costume, and that's quite funny. But I don't care for period dramas.
It's on my list, man. It's on my list. I really do need to watch it.
I hear it's bad, so I haven't watched it.
What?
Yeah, people were saying to me it's bad.
Yeah, the fact that nobody's talking about it and kind of tells me a lot. But it's Mel Brooks.
The thing is, though, Mel Brooks ultimately hasn't done much to be relevant in like 10 years. It's just kind of fallen out of the limelight.
People were saying it looks like it's like made by committee. Like, it's Mel Brooks, but maybe like 20 like woke people behind him. Like,
it's Mel Brooks stamping it and really it's like Ike Barinholtz and Wanda Sykes, which no knocking them, but it's not Mel Brooks. It's Mel Brooks signing his name while his body still has enough energy to move the arm onto the check.
I'll knock him for you. Wanda Sykes stinks.
I'll be honest. I think the heart of Mel Brooks's films, his compilations where he worked with Carl Reiner, because Reiner really seems to have done. And since Carl Reiner died, that and Mel's wife is gone, and most of his friends are gone. So, yeah.
Speaking of 90-plus-year-old directors, though, apparently Clint Eastwood is getting ready to make like his last movie, like of his career, basically. So I wonder whether that will be. Hopefully, it won't be like another like I'm a gay old cowboy drama. Like I want to see him like do something cool, like Gran Torino or something.
I cannot see Clint Eastwood ever doing that, even on.
But like his last two movies were kind of sappy and like, so it's like I wanted to see him at least be like the squinty, mean, badass Clint Eastwood like one last time.
Yeah, I would.
The old, the confused, and the dead. That would be it.
Yeah.
That would be it.
But seriously, if he went back and made a spaghetti western for his final film, how perfect would that be for a bookend, right?
Yeah.
It would be. There were some additional comments about the Great Expectations show that are worth noting here. Let's see. Yeah. Here we go. I think this is the right one.
Poor Dickens can't pull in the punters on his own. It seems it takes the likes of Knight to draw a contemporary audience. This involves stripping every vestige of humour from Great Expectations, making it edgy, having a trailer full of gothic violence, drug-taking, with Miss Havisham an opium addict. Her father's fortune derives from slaves and opium, obviously. And densely overpowering synthesizers so that it sounds like the opening to a track by the Chemical Brothers. And, of course, completely incongruous additions of people of color for the sake of diversity.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, I liked the rave scene in Plunkett and McLean.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Fantastic film.
I like the one in Blade.
Well, yeah, but it fit there.
That wasn't anachronistic.
Yeah, it was. Now what was good? I thought one film that handled using modernisms kind of cleverly and kind of a tongue-in-cheeky sort of way was Knight's Tale. Mm-hmm. They kept putting all the modern music in there, but they were kind of like working it in. I liked that.
You know who did it really well, and I forget the guy's name, but it's the producer-director of Dark in 1899. He always takes modern music and produces it semi-era and puts it in, and it works out really well.
Okay, you need to ban Just Pass By because he's basically saying that Blade is a bad movie, and he needs. I'm gonna ban him from the Gilded server now.
Fired.
I'll put you in timeout in a minute here, just a passerby. You take that back.
Wait a minute. Maybe he's only seen the theatrical cut.
It could be.
That's possible.
Even that's still a good movie, though.
Maybe he's talking about the new Mahershala Shalom version that we haven't seen yet. He's gone into the future.
Did you guys hear the rumor about that? That it's basically going to be about his daughter.
No.
No.
Because, a character that they introduced in comics literally a year ago, that's popular enough to shoehorn into the movies now that nobody's ever heard of.
Well, that's
always some motherfucker trying to ice skate uphill.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of Disney with the Marvel films. That's basically all they've been doing. Victoria Alonso was off saying that basically the character didn't matter and it was just a mantle they could pass on. And I mean, based on what I'm hearing, they're trying to do some rewrites of some of the upcoming stuff before it actually films. So maybe they actually want to make some changes, but I wouldn't hold my breath. But I mean, also Muhammad Marshall Ali, the guy who's supposed to be playing Blade, is saying he won't start acting until he gets a script he can actually be happy with. So
yeah,
if the guy actually cares about Blade, maybe we'll actually get something worthwhile.
Except that what he cares about may not necessarily be what the character is about. It may not be really, kosher to the canon of the character in the comics.
It
At
still
least out of
boggles
Caesar.
me. It still boggles me that after so much success initially with the Marvel movies, they looked at the newer comics, which have tanked Marvel's comics division, and have thought, yes, that's the direction we need to go in with the movies. How do you come to that decision?
My theory in part is I'm guessing there might be some sort of rights issue where they have to pay certain creators off, whereas anything that was done under Disney after they bought Marvel, there's probably some sort of new agreement they would have people to have had to sign on to get out of some of that.
Well, okay, my understanding was that it was Victoria Alonso that was behind a lot of the woke bullshit that tanked Phase 4. So I'm thinking, okay, well, they canned her ass, right? So basically what you're dealing with now is just what's left of the shit that she was working on, which unfortunately includes Blade. But
and didn't Disney completely onboard Marvel just this last couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Rather than just controlling them, I thought they brought them in-house properly now.
They're trying to increase their ESG score.
I'm just tired of having the rug pulled out from under me. Like, I want to see the comic heroes that I like, and I do not want to see, like, some new female version, like, all of a sudden. It's like, oh, hey, you want to see Captain America? No, it's fucking Mrs. America. Like,
with boobs.
Well, that's not the comics I read. Fuck off.
The comic heroes that we like are dead. I mean, literally, read Tim Drake, which is now heading into its final issues. It's going to make it all the way to 10, guys.
Ooh.
Now that they turned, Robin's gay. Which, whatever.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
But it didn't. It doesn't play. It doesn't make money, and here we are.
Speaking of Marvel, speaking of DC, they just put out a trailer for their new comic book initiative.
Oh. Okay, well, go on. Drop the other shoe.
Oh, we're talking about comic books here. There's one notable line in here that I cannot help but laugh at.
Okay. Welcome to the dawn of DC.
Greatest superheroes. Their mission is to protect the world.
What are you doing there, Grex?
The universe is
Who was that? Wait a minute.
No.
Who was that? Who's that dude with Aquaman? Who is that guy?
That's Black Woman.
No, I mean, I recognize Aquaman, but who's the other? I mean, that's Jon Stewart or whatever. I think that's his name, right?
Oh, that's Aqualad.
That's Aqualad?
The gay Aqualad.
Oh.
Yeah, by the way, if you notice, aside from Batman, it's like every one of the characters, they have to go and meet with a counterpart to balance things out. Oh, we have Jon Stewart. We also have to have our new diverse.
Why does she have like the Frankenstein's bright hair?
And what's up with them glasses, man?
Eraser head.
Yeah, yes, eraser.
She became a lantern during a house party in the late 1980s.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be Speedy or someone next to it? Or not Speedy, but
Kid Flash?
He is established, isn't he?
Yeah, he is,
That's
I
not
think.
so bad.
Yeah. That's fine.
The line, though, was the DC universe is heading towards the light.
It seems like it's heading away from it by the few stills we've seen here.
Jon Stewart.
It's pretty dark looking.
No.
Well, if by heading towards the light they mean dying,
Yeah.
then it's accurate.
Yeah, Shazam
Come
just
to the light, Caroline.
Shazam got pretty much destroyed.
That's a shame because the first Shazam I thought was actually pretty good.
I did too.
Well, they also didn't advertise it.
Was all over the place.
I didn't even know it was coming out until it literally hit the theaters.
Wait.
Mentioned
Okay,
it.
wait a minute. Is that the new Starfire?
That's
so.
No, the The problem with Starfire is they got her costume perfect and her character perfect when they first created her. They never had to move away from it. But there's always some dumbass out there going, I can make it better. And then they just cover her up more. And what is that Amazonia or Nubia?
Yeah, I guess they're having like multiple Wonder Woman.
Is that the transgender Amazon?
I'm not even sure anymore. All I know is I'm not.
I don't even
have
know.
one. No, I'm not kidding. They really have one.
Of course, they have one.
I've got my absolute editions of Planetary. I'm just going to bury myself in those, I think.
I'm just going to
come back, Warren. They'll leave you alone now.
I'm just going to reread Garth Ennis Hitman if I want, like, cool Gotham City stuff.
Yeah,
I did hear that, L, and yeah, I'm not happy about that.
I don't even, I never was into the mainstream superheroes. Like, I like Batman, the movies and stuff, but like not like Superman, Batman, all the stuff that we've been showing. I was on to Hellboy and Cerebus and Sandman, The Marquis by Guy Davis, and Poison Elves and like Ninja Turtles. Like that's the stuff the weird stuff.
Almost every single one of those is independents, except for Hellboy, who's Dark Horse Comics, which is independent actually. So yeah, you were into indie comics. You weren't into mainstream.
But the thing I was about to say is even those have been destroyed. Like they can't even survive like in the indie world.
Yeah, I was a DC Vertigo guy myself. I love Hellblazer. Or the old Hellblazer.
Oh yeah, and
Grim never heard of those. Grim has never ever read a Vertigo comic ever.
Have I not?
No, never. You've never touched one. You have no idea who Neil Gaiman is or Alan Moore.
No.
With the state of the current comic book industry, how bad it is, because
it's April Fools, by the way.
One single manga was able to outsell the entire American comic book industry. Demon Slayer on its own sold 150 million units.
Well, what's funny is, apparently European comics are doing even better than manga.
Oh yeah,
like the French comics and like the stuff is like
the French Conan.
Chris Fisk was talking about it with me on Immortal Rising yesterday on the stream, and
he hasn't invited me yet. Damn it!
He needs to invite you, but the European stuff is like it's. I mean, they're still going for old school pulp style adventure and like sci-fi, like hardcore sci-fi, and like it outsells manga. Definitely outsells anything American. Like it's going hot over there.
I think I read somewhere that the French 1 in 4 books sold in France are some form of comic.
Yeah, it's massive.
European comics have always been big over here. It's a whole industry. I mean, European Union still has 90, 100 million people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Come to France.
Parallels between the French BD bande dessinée sort of scene and the Japanese manga scene.
Right.
Yeah, it's not stuck in a single genre. They take it seriously as adults. It's considered to be available to adults. Both countries have a strange predilection for underage girls.
Come to glorious France, where you buy the comics, stay enjoys the food, and stay for the riots.
I was about to say that Jim. I was about to say you were going to make it through and be almost entirely complimentary of the French. And you were this close. You were this close.
I actually did get to meet the editor, the French editor for Ablaze Comics, which does the Cimmerian or the Cimmerian comics over in France. Real nice guy, real sweet guy, and I need to actually catch up with those because I'm very far behind. If I weren't so goddamn broke all the time, but it is what it is.
Both kidneys.
I know.
The Blight comic, because that's them kind of going off and doing their own stuff outside of what Howard himself wrote.
I just linked to a Twitter thread I did a couple weeks ago where I was showing off some art from a Dutch comic, and the artist was British, Don Lawrence, and he worked for years on these various Dutch comics. in
Yeah, I
like the
remember.
80s, 90s and stuff. And if you want to like show some of it real quick, like this is like the kind of stuff we get over here, and then compare that to like some of the modern day like Marvel like art, where like Captain Marvel just somehow looks like a pig orc.
Ew. Hang on a minute. I got to share a screen to do that. You could have done this.
Yeah, but it's your show. Do some work.
Okay. Yeah. So like this is what Victor enjoys, and yeah, I'm surprised there's not somebody with pink or blue hair screaming at him about it.
And it wasn't. This wasn't like just the cover art. Like the art in the actual comics looked like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he used to do some work for 2000 AD and Eagle and Star Lord.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, boobies.
It was. Hopefully, it was quick enough that it won't get us canceled.
They were green anyway.
There's just like a suggestive one there. I don't get it. Guys always been able to show off their boobs, but girls like no.
That's human culture.
And speaking of which, real quick, guys, I gotta plug something because I'm still broke. I hate to do this, but okay. I had no tips last week at all whatsoever, and I'm not, singling anybody out for that because it's like, hey man, it is what it is. I don't force anybody to buy to tip me or anything, but I can still use the money, guys.
I could use some cat.
Yeah. So if you wouldn't mind, maybe this week consider me. And this week I actually have an incentive. All right, so I have this volume 13, still sealed in plastic. It's the very last Kentaro Miura created Berserk. It's a deluxe edition. It's a thick boy. This thing normally costs you about $45. As an incentive, whoever my biggest tipper is today, I will send this to you. It's not just as a thank you for tipping. Okay.
Sick.
Yeah. I mean, yes, starting at volume 13 is probably not where you want to start Berserk, obviously, but I'm not asking you to give me your life savings. Just throw me a couple of bones, and whoever tops me out tonight, with the biggest tip, I will send this to you. Just throw me your deets and
we'll give him just a tip.
Yeah, just give me the tip, baby. You can put the condom on. I don't care. But seriously, guys, I'm hurting. And I wouldn't ask if I weren't so desperate. So,
like I said, we need to.
When are you gonna do like an RPG, like adventure or book, like put it on a Kickstarter, like get thousands of bucks, like you can do it.
Yeah, I should do that.
You know a guy over there in the middle with his own publishing company. I mean, I'm sure he'll gladly help you out, right, Grim?
Yep.
Yeah, I should actually probably be working on that because I have lots of ideas for sure, and I just need to sit down and get them done. But it's time, man. It's I'm trying to hold down a real job and.
Oh, you lack discipline.
Yes, I lack discipline.
Even just writing an hour a day, if you do that shit for a year, you have like 100+ pages of an RPG.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just make it OSR, I mean, you can cut and paste most of it.
Yeah.
You don't even need artwork.
Yeah.
Well, there's an idea.
Call it Dark, and you'll make $1 million.
Yeah. Just type it up in fucking Papyrus and outsell Varg and outsell RPG Pundit. You'd be cool.
I don't know if I could outsell Varg. I mean, because he's got a bigger name than I do, and he's more notorious. People will buy his.
Murder somebody. There's plenty of people to murder.
Yeah, but I don't want to do.
People have got it coming.
Yeah.
I don't want to do 11 years in prison just to sell a book.
That's okay. Just go to Norwegian
You don't have to worry about bills.
Escape escape on the weekend and then get caught with your trunk full of machine guns and grenades. I don't know if you guys know, but that's what he did. Like,
yes.
Apparently in Norway, they let you out of prison on the weekend. It's like, here, you can go home. It's like, okay, that's weird enough. But Varg was like, okay, I'm gonna load my trunk of my car up with like fucking. He had like an M60. Who knows where he got it? Like grenades, like claymores.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to talk too much shit about Varg, because he lives like 6 hours away from me, and he has access to M60s and explosives. Yeah, Varg. Yeah, no, he's fine. Yeah,
You're the closest accessible target, Vic.
yeah.
He's over in France, though, Victor. You're like way over there, and
That's like a 6. He's like right outside Paris somewhere. I can get to Paris in like 4, 5, 6 hours.
I was about to say, well, he's closer to Grim than he is to you.
Yeah, but he has to cross an ocean and go.
It's all right. I have a moat.
They have a tunnel. He can just take the tunnel and go in.
Electrified to stop rabid foxes coming through.
Like,
and I think the
And
Tory
badgers.
government's blocking it up with concrete anyway because of foreigners or something. I don't know.
If I couldn't punch out a book on the history of urine in a day, okay. If you want that to be my challenge, okay, I will write you a TTRPG system neutral book about the uses from urine.
Wait, if
you guys will buy it.
If you want to write a book, like all the uses of urine from 900 AD to 1500 or something, we can put that out. No problem.
Yeah, somebody will buy it.
Adventure.
Well, first that writing this would allow you to just like decide what like monster races do. Like, what's the medical benefits of like dragon piss?
Well, that's true. Yeah, I could make a big giant book on monster piss.
That's cool.
You gotta have the fantasy element. Yeah.
People will think I have some kind of strange fetish.
Yeah, I see. Can see the title now. Piss off.
Yes.
By T-shirt and
No. Urine luck.
That's a good one.
By the T-shirt historian.
Yeah.
The big yellow book of monster piss. My T-shirt is.
I, the wizard, have made the piss forest that lies before you.
That would be actually a good class. The wizard.
Yeah.
This is all his spell components involve urine.
You could do a John Carter style OSR game set in Uranus, like a sword and planet.
People already know I have a strangle. I don't have a strangle fetish. I mean, unless you mean my jujitsu, in which I strangle other people. Yeah, I've strangled other people in my jujitsu. Yeah, definitely.
I think Green Dragon wins.
No, but what you really need to do, though, in all seriousness, come up with an interesting setting, like make like custom, like pick like a game like Old School Essentials, something that you can write for fairly easily. Come up with interesting classes, do like new NPCs, maybe new weapons, new armor, new rules and stuff like that, and just release it. That's what I did with my modern book. I worked on it for maybe a month total, and I'm at like almost 100 pages. Like,
yeah, maybe so.
It's hard, but also not.
Yeah, I could try. I mean, worst case scenario, I'd be like OGGM, screaming at people to, buy his Minions books over on Big Geek Emporium. But no, I mean, I'm not trying to throw any shade on him. I like the dude. So
we also just need to get you to 1,000 followers so you can monetize the stream and do like members only stuff.
That would be the optimal way to do it.
The Bard's Guide to the Hurdy Gurdy.
No, the Murdy Hurty.
Yeah,
no,
I could
get it right.
I could actually probably. Does anybody want to see that clip again? You guys want to bang your head again? Because now all of a sudden I want to.
Yeah, bang my head.
Okay.
Oh, I've got it. We do a whole song. We do a whole book of just like musical themed weapons. We call it the Big Band Beatdown.
I still want to make it all hurdy-gurdy based though, just because it's got a crank on it. I mean, okay. How hard is it to imagine? It's got a crank on it. You move a few levers around, and all of a sudden it's like shooting crossbow bolts out the ass or something. I mean, like seriously, it's a cool instrument.
You play something seductive on that, I'm sure I can crank one out.
I mean, I would probably escape from some hooker if she like pulled out this smelly pea stone and like waved it in my face.
Oh, they do all that. Weird
Yes,
countries
kid.
do weird shit.
The OSR concept album.
Yeah, it's called Dungeon Synth.
Kringay, you're drunk. Let's. Okay, guys. Kringay incoming.
Warning, Kringay incoming.
Warning, Kringay incoming. Kringay incoming.
But yeah, no, the trick is like it seems hard to like write like tabletop stuff, but the trick is just do it. Like it sounds silly, it sounds trite, but like that's literally how you do it. Just start writing.
Oh, that's not the problem.
You'll get something eventually.
No, the problem is with the way my hyperfocus ADHD works, it's kind of like, yeah, I can do it for a little bit, but then I have to stop and ADHD takes over, and I have to go and do something else for a little while. That's why
you have
ADHD. That's
I have hyperfocus ADHD. Yeah,
I sometimes only work like half an hour a day on my stuff. I still have multiple books out there. Like
I
sometimes take like months-long breaks. What's up, Green?
Hello. I have spent a week with fucking baby boomers, and I have been drinking to escape the pain.
Oh my god.
My house smells of marijuana and liberals.
Ew.
I mean, it's basically the same smell, but
ew.
Because they were all former hippies.
You should burn some sage or something.
I'm gonna have to exorcise the house later. I've already contacted my priest.
Raven Wolfgar says his problem was people wanting to direct traffic on his project. I had the same problem with my kaiju game. Not gonna get into it, but
yeah,
that's why I'm not having much fun with that right now. It's kind of burnt me out on that.
I think I heard about. Was it Victor? Was it you had that same kind of problem with a certain person?
Oh, just people butting in on your project too much.
Yeah, like trying to control it.
Sorta, but I am very blunt when it comes to that stuff, and I'm like, no, I like my idea, sorry.
Just start slapping people and they'll stop.
Yeah.
No, you're not blunt. I mean,
no, but I'm usually very polite, and I don't like making waves. But if I have like a certain idea for a project and somebody like pushes the issue, I will get annoyed and tell them to go away.
Hey, saying no is a skill that a lot of people don't have. So
yeah.
True.
I have a problem
being
with
able
it
to say
myself.
what needs to be said is what caused me a lot of trouble when I was on Twitter.
It's because I doubt my own like capabilities. Like,
do not. You are a beautiful belle of the ball.
Well,
Never
there's obviously people who know more about game design than I do. Do I listen to them? Do I not? It's like you start to like have questions.
See that's the face of the man who wants to say something and ain't had a chance to say it yet.
Just if anybody second guesses you, tell them they are wrong. Doesn't matter if they're right. Tell them they're wrong.
He hasn't even noticed that he's on yet.
No, I've noticed. I noticed immediately. I'm kind of with Greg on this because I don't have a lot of experience with game design. There are certainly a lot more talented people than I. I've got a couple of projects that are in the works slowly. Like you said, T-shirt, I've got a full-time job. I've got family obligations and things that cut into my time.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, I used to I'd find people that I felt like I could trust, and I'd send them like, hey, here's what I've got so far. What do you think? And I get this feedback from people, and I don't know if they were necessarily trying to control what I was doing, but they really made me doubt myself even more to the point of almost paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now with some of my stuff. I'm like, and that's hard to break out of. It really is, because
So at this point, I've kind of stopped talking about a lot of it, and I'm just kind of doing what I want to do. And I mean, I'm not doing this to make a ton of money. I know what I know what I'm realistic about it. There's everybody and their dog is writing their own damn game right now.
Yeah,
and have been for a while. The market's absolutely saturated, oversaturated. The chances of me getting any attention at all is just it's astronomical. Yeah.
Well, I think the only go ahead, T-shirt.
Okay, the funny thing is you say that, but just this week, I Patreon Faderhead because Faderhead's my dude, and he's just released a teaching video on how to do this kind of thing, and and he said it was an important step for him was, even though it wasn't like a huge amount of money or anything like that, but he says he made 2 sales this week And he said, that for me is a huge victory. He says, because the first sale is, like, yeah, I did it. I actually brought a project to completion. And then the second sale was more or less like a confirmation that it wasn't a waste of his time. So there's where you want to go. If you can get those first two sales, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, when I started this project, it wasn't because I was, a friend of mine said, well, I'm writing a game too. Let's publish them around the same time. Well, he's slowed down too, because he's got obligations. But my whole purpose was not to make any money at all. I want to write a game. I want to have it in print in a nice professional, hardback edition or paperback edition for me.
I'm not even that hardcore about it. It's just my thing is just having the time to do it. And I'm not, no disrespect to my friends who are disabled and have the time to do it, but it's just like, I don't have the time to sit around and do it. I'm working all day, and I'm usually just massively stressed out when I get home, and just
that's same here.
I don't want to do anything but veg out to YouTube videos or play a video game or something, or paint, and just try to chill. And
I get up at 1 a.m. every day, Monday through Friday, to go to work. I hit the warehouse at around 2:30. I get in the truck, and then it's about a 10-hour day if everything goes smooth. Sometimes they're longer than that.
And
then I go home. And then I go home, and it's like I'm stressed out from a lot of different things. I want a drink. I have a drink. I wind up screwing around on Twitter. I need more discipline.
I think the reason why I was successful at all was because when I came into the RPG thing to do my thing,
hey, come on.
I didn't know anybody at all. I wasn't on Twitter, had no Twitter account, had no Facebook, had no YouTube, nothing. I didn't know anything about D&D, didn't know anything about RPGs. Completely blank slate when I came in. So I had no one to influence me in either direction. I was able to just do my own thing. And when I did my own thing, people liked it. It's
boo! This stream is for people that don't have any money only.
Yeah, we're all.
Get over here, God, bro. You bitch motherfucker.
Guard bro. There's my tip link. Yeah, you wanna win a Berserk volume, dude? This is your chance, Mister 25,000.
My throat's very sore today, so I'll let that slide.
No, you won't. You ate a goddamn pizza on air. What? An MRE pizza party, and it's an MRE pizza. You
MRE
cheap
pizza.
bastard!
That's why his throat is
Yeah.
dry.
I thought it'd be better. It wasn't. It was so
MRE
bad.
pizza.
It was
made,
MRE. What did you expect?
It was made by the person who bid the lowest.
I thought they'd add hot sauce or some spices. No, it was just
it's the U.S. Army.
It was like the man-child Marie. It was like chocolate milk pizza, apple slice. I was like, what kind of fucking man-child bullshit is this?
Dude, I've got keto pizzas in the freezer that probably tasted
there
better than your MRE pizza.
On the pizza?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do what now?
I thought you said there were apple slices on.
No, there was apple slices in the MRE.
I'm a little drunk. I just came from the pub.
It was frankly a really shitty MRE. They should have kept that shit in the science lab and called it a day.
Hey, Guard Bro, I just want to say that I'm really digging your sexy jazz singer voice you got going on there.
Scarbo sounds like the late night DJ on an R&B station.
What a wonderful world.
Fields of green and skies of white. Yes, it's very painful. I'm glad you enjoy it. It was nice.
I'm glad.
So what y'all talking about today?
We're just actually we're bemoaning our lack of discipline and being able to sit down and write stuff and earn $25,000 on a Kickstarter.
28.7.
Oh, was it 20? Did it top out at 28?
28.
Yeah, 28 and 700 something.
You,
I looked at it today. Yeah,
you incredible bastard. That's awesome.
my net intake will be 25. But unfortunately, if you suck enough dick and get over 1 million, if you're if you out the dark,
apparently so. I mean, you know.
I mean, to
So
be
that's
fair,
why your throat's sore.
I just
Dude,
can't
trying
full
to
weight
get 30K.
as I used to. Man. You know, I used to have a skill. I don't anymore.
I have to deflect really quick. Let me deflect really.
A toy robot! A toy robot?
Lead sucker.
There we go.
I love that.
What the hell did we just watch?
What
Yeah,
is
I think
happening in my life?
Guard voiced that.
Today is Friday in California. I fucking love that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to like credit that. I'm gonna have to credit that Kickstarter payment for you, my dude, because I'm broke as shit right now. I'm not even kidding.
Don't worry about it.
I'll get you your money. Don't worry. But it won't be like immediately. So
Yeah,
maybe
I
a couple
hate
weeks
it.
after.
You got 55 days to get me my money.
Well, it's
Okay,
actually
55
7.
days.
You like having your thumbs?
No,
You give
I
me
do.
my money, I won't take your kneecap.
It's hard to jerk off without thumbs,
that's just because you're not trying.
But not impossible.
but not impossible. I mean, you could use the rest of your fingers, I guess.
You
gotta
got other
learn to-
thumbs, it's all in the elbow, you know.
Yeah.
Just use your feet.
I'm too fat to do that. There was a time I could do that when my flexibility was higher. And I was doing
Just
it
be like
all the
an
time.
asshole.
Yeah.
You can use your feet.
I could like literally put my foot behind my
Victor's
head.
statement is why I do yoga.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable where all this is heading.
Also, since somebody mentioned the Darky Dog chick, did you guys see Venger post that he like met her at GaryCon and she like told him that she was like a fan of his and stuff? So it's like, hasn't she been cancelled yet?
What are we talking about?
Because it's bullshit, Victor. It's it's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you. I'm such a fan now that I'm in this OSR. Yes.
Yeah.
Now that I'm a member of this community.
Yeah, no. But,
and then
but
10
Ryan's,
people shout, "It's not a community."
But Ryan's right. That's exactly it. It's politics.
Well, from everything what I hear, she's actually pretty nice
Who are we
though,
talking
and
about?
the chick that does the Shadow Dog. I can't remember.
Doesn't know.
I don't
I don't have social media
know.
anymore.
She who shall not be named.
It's a OSR / 5e mix game that
She's like a hotter Voldemort, you know?
Is she hot? I've never even seen a photograph of her. Maybe that will change my piggish opinion, but you know that does matter.
People that have met her tell me she's actually really nice, and when all these woke assholes were like throwing like accusations of like, you know, oh, this person is a Nazi or whatever around on Twitter, she wasn't having any of it. So I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt, despite my incredible jealousy at her making $1 million and I didn't. But you know,
I think most of us are just jealous. By the way, this will blow away Grimm's mind here.
English, what?
English French toast.
American.
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 And the Spanish flag.
Made in China.
And there's a pizza on it. This is one of those things that gets worse the more you look at it. Jesus
It does.
Christ.
I love the
And there's a
Spanish
pizza
flag,
thing.
too.
Yeah, Spanish
Cool.
flag.
Globalism has been a disaster for the human race.
Goddamn colonizers.
They came to our land,
Hey,
they
but-
took our toast, stole the damn flag.
my point mostly was though, even if it's a lie, she said it. That's all that's required for a good cancellation. To say that you're a fan of Venger Satanas in the tabletop scene, like, yeah, no.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter,
Venger, I like
Vic.
Venger, but yeah, come on.
When my book comes out, I'm gonna be like dressing up as a furry and going to the game at Starbucks.
to be fair,
If it sells a book, I'm going.
You're
Okay.
Anyway, you're meeting up with Greg for a con later this year.
According to
At-
I tried to
No,
get
no,
into
there-
Furry Weekend Atlanta, and they denied me because I
You
wasn't
really
furry
can't go
enough.
wrong with courting the furries because there are a lot of suspiciously wealthy furries.
Oh, yeah.
because you're a scaly.
Yes, there are.
They say
And
that.
let them control the
You
economy.
say that, but these asshole furries won't spend their money on my shit.
That's because
Yeah.
you're a tiny mom and you made the furries the bad guys.
I'm going to stay quiet on that subject.
No,
Garbage
Greg's on fire today. Greg's on fire today. I like it.
I get like 500 likes about some rat folk that I post. How many people bought it? Bought my rat folk adventure? None.
Dude, I'm still waiting on my copy.
T-shirt.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah, you're still waiting on it? How?
Yeah. Because I don't have it yet. I don't even have the 5 Aries books I ordered from you. Or is it
weird.
6?
Wait a minute, you don't have those yet?
No.
And you wonder why you're not getting a lot
those
of
were
sales
mailed. Those
because
were mailed
word goes
3
around.
weeks ago. I'm gonna have to get into that.
Yeah.
You need to find a rodent species that hasn't been exploited already, right? Because we've got mouse guard.
Yeah. Hedgehogs?
Rats
No, that's
just
Sonic.
Chinchilla Crusade.
Fantastic ferrets.
To be honest, Greg, and
guinea pigs.
Yes,
Bull.
guinea pigs.
Ferrets. I like that
No,
one.
the problem with guinea pig is there are cultures that view them as food.
Yeah, and you can't say guinea.
yeah,
As someone
the
who's
pigs that go,
partially
hey,
Italian,
I'm
I
Italian.
give you the G word card.
Okay, fine. Italian American pigs.
No, it's okay. I'm giving you permission to use the word.
Oh, okay.
Italian American.
You have the G word card.
Thank you, guard bro. Appreciate that, bro.
Guido.
No problem, Bubba.
Also,
I'm a
Greg.
generous god.
Yeah,
You are.
I actually know furries. They tend to have cults of personality around artists. So what you need to do is to have like an artist to basically shill your stuff. That usually works better than just like relying on like them seeing it.
I'm not that dedicated.
You just need one saucy butthole picture.
I don't-
Good to go, bro.
Oh,
I'm not into
That's
the
so
furries
true.
with
Just get Doug Winger to do the cover. You'll be fine.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh,
that. I mean, I have one of the most popular fucking furry artists in the world working on my shit, and I don't even care that much.
Yeah,
You
but
gotta show the starfish, and Guard Bro's right.
Is the
You
art
pop
not
the
safe for
starfish
work?
on OnlyFans, and you will sell some books, my friend.
yeah, I mean, Come on.
I mean, Guardbro made how much money?
28,000, almost 29.
I mean,
a mirror.
I saw the
Yeah,
fanboy elves getting posted.
so what? There are certain criteria you got to hit to make sure everyone gets their jollies off, like big, muscly harpy mommies and thin femboy dancers. It is what it is.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna set this one straight because once again, Kevin Crawford has beaten a lot of you guys.
Non-human origin.
Yeah, these are all foci, which is what his nickname, what his name is for non-humans. In order to pick a non-human, you have to choose a foci.
To be fair, Palladium beat all of us.
Well,
Yeah,
not
with the
really.
racial character classes.
No, they had like the Ninja Turtles
RCCs.
game and
Bioenergy.
you could be
Yeah.
a ferret and everything in that.
Okay, but look, okay. So here we have the Koiru Beast Folk. These are capybara people. So you could play capybara people in his Atlas of Ladder Earth.
Aren't capybara too laid back to go adventuring there?
No,
Yes.
apparently
Yeah,
not
and it's-
these.
as an adventurer,
you guys want to go on adventure?
you're like the
man? We'll find a
outlier
nice
of the
pond
race.
somewhere, bro.
Here's the Swamp Fox, the Guer Beast Folk, the Swamp Fox people.
if I can't play a meerkat, I don't want any part of this.
Well, let's see. There's
$5
the
says the Guer are French, dude, guaranteed.
Well, why don't you
with the
marry
brass
him if you
one.
like him so much, T-shirt? Jeez.
the Beast Folk. Yeah. The Kitsune.
Swamp Fox is just confusing.
Weebs, fucking weebs.
Yeah, Kitsune is just weed bait at this point.
Yeah. The Peachy. There's the Rat Folk right there for you, Greg.
Peachy.
Yep, Peachy. That's what they call them. And there's the P-Ren, which are the Wolfmen. I don't know why they call them that. And the Manu, which are Lizard Folk.
They did enough just for you, though.
And then there's the Nahu, which are
Also,
Cat
Lizard
Folk.
Folk.
More like
Oh, the cat
Yahoo, am I right? Yahoo.
Let's see. We got the Pig Folk, the Sui.
Nice. I want to be a pig
Yeah.
man.
The Sui.
Suey.
Sui.
Hold on,
Yeah.
I need to see the racial traits for the Tanuki.
Do they have
Yeah, and
giant
there's the
balls?
Tanuki. They have giant balls. Yeah, the raccoon dogs.
Balls.
Good.
And then
Balls.
the Tengu Crow Folk and the Usagi Rabbit Folk. So there you go. You got a whole bunch of
So you can
beast
be
people.
Osage Jojimbo? Nice.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And this is all in the Atlas of Ladder Earth, so you can go buy it right now if you want to.
What if I don't want to?
I do like a Crawford.
For just a low price of $13.99.
I don't actually know what it costs. It's Kevin Crawford, though. So, of course, he's going to win.
Is that a warning?
But anyway, let's see.
I don't think I've read any Kevin Crawford books.
Did I just channel Mini Pro? No, I did not just channel Mini Pro. No.
I might actually get to, if everything goes right, I actually might get to do the mechanics for a big furry book at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that goes.
No, I grew up in a rural area in the Midwest. So when you went out to slop the hogs, meaning feed the pigs, you would call them exactly. T-shirts, right? Suey, and they
worked on. I worked on a farm when I was younger.
That's what I used to say to the girl that took me to the SCA events. So.
All I know about
is
Oh.
Hey, John,
our county animal is the pig.
I want to go home and slop the hog. Oh, bro, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, over here we just call that going on dates.
Ooh. Well, all right. We got about an hour before the show officially shuts down. So I've got a couple of things I want to hit for sure. This one is very exciting to me because I am a Zombicide. No, I'm a Zombicide guy. I've collected all the Zombicide sets, even the dumb Old West one, which I regret because I'll probably never play that fucking thing.
I have Black Plague and Green Horde.
Well, good. Then you'll like this one because this is an add-on to Black Plague and Green Horde, and why it's particularly interesting to those y'all out in the audience is because my reason to even buy this shit was because I needed miniatures for my game, and the variety was so good that I said, "Damn, let's get this." So now I have like billions of zombies.
Yeah, that's
some
an
other
issue.
Yeah, and some other crazy undead things.
I painted both sets, and I got the full Kickstarters for both sets. I have thousands of zombies, and I never run zombie games.
Yeah,
I just bought Anno Domini 1666 because the figures are brilliant for Whitechester or early modern games.
Well, this is the official trailer for Simon's new Zombicide White Death, which is coming out next month, and I'm actually really excited about it. I'm gonna have to start saving money for this because I know.
Kidney.
Yeah, because it's gonna be at least $500 worth of shit when it's all over. Because it's Simon, and it's always $500 worth of shit. But it always is.
It is.
They're like always 3 years late with the delivery.
Yeah, they are. T-shirt. Yeah, I should own stocks in Simon. Yes, Maliki, I did pre-order the Iron Maiden minis. Shut up. I did pre-order those. God damn it.
Play the trailer.
All right, let's play the trailer. And the trailer has a rockin' ass soundtrack too. They do know how to make a board game look exciting. Pentagrad. Kind of looks like Diablo, you know. Black Plague. Green Horde. Anybody else headbanging? Nope, that's the new Khan abomination. He can jump walls because that's the new feature for this game is they have walls. Yep, and one of your starting characters is that tiger dude, that Khan dude, and I know the furry people are going to go nuts over that. And then you got the little
also
fox
a
person.
rat or a wolf or something, or a fox.
That's a fox chick right there.
Oh my god!
Yeah, fox chick. Yeah, with an arrow and a bow. Yeah, people are going to buy that. Oh, and for some reason they put the actual Black Samurai in there. And I mean, they named him the same name as the authentic historical Black Samurai.
Well, their bonus minis are always filled with references.
Yasube or something like that?
Yeah, Yusuke.
Yeah.
And we lost Grim.
Oh no.
Oh no. ladders are the thing now. You have cauldrons of boiling tar.
So they turned Zombicide into a siege.
Yep, it's a siege now. And you got the Defiler Necromancer. Now, what he does is he makes areas of defilement that can literally destroy the walls, and it can enable zombies to cross into your fortress. And his whole thing is if he gets to your objective, you lose the game. It's the objective.
So it's zombie monster.
Yep. Yeah, you're now going to have city guard allies that you can actually move around and do stuff, or you can command them to do stuff, and they can hold positions and stuff for you.
NPCs, basically.
Yeah, basically. Oh, it's Lacuna Coil. No wonder the music is so good.
So what's the overall lore on this setting exactly?
There really isn't a lore. It's just zombies showed up one day.
Yeah. Necromancers started happening and raising zombies, and basically a plague swept over the land and started killing everybody.
The zombies got to the orcs, and that's when things went to shit.
Sir, they are not zombies. They are mortally challenged citizens. I'll have you.
No, there's
no, they're zombies. They're rotting.
I am totally appropriating voodoo culture.
In this case, it's like you have it's basically we're now in the Himalayas.
It's actually they're more than just zombies too, because they actually have skeletons and stuff. Because they have skeletal archers and stuff.
Yes, I know.
They have zombies that explode or vomit. Nope.
So could you explain the overall game aesthetic? Is it more of a team adventure? Or is it more
it's
like
co-op.
Co-op. Okay.
Yeah, it's co-op, objective based, and they have lots of different scenarios. It's
You're
hard.
gonna get your ass kicked if you have the wrong team composition.
Yeah, and some team members are definitely more OP than others. There's definitely
Honestly, as much as I love Zombicide, at the point where board games become that, just play an RPG.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a straight up war game.
Board game.
Yeah, it's definitely a tile based board game. Very light, very quick, roll lots of dice and kill lots of zombies. I stopped at Toxic City Mall though, so
I don't have any of the modern day stuff.
I have all the modern day stuff.
I own the Black Plague and Green Horde.
Yeah, I got Black Plague and Green Horde as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that, Grim.
The Dragon Plagues are actually pretty good. The ones that came with Green Horde.
Yeah, the dragons are really cool. Yeah, I love the game. I love the mythology. I like the setting. I like all the miniatures that come with it. I mean, it hasn't been as useful in tabletop games as I had hoped because my group is very anti-miniature. And the few times I have been able to use the miniatures, people are like, it's a nice paint job. Don't care. Because
every single one of mine is still gray or black.
Nice paint job.
Green Horde came in green plastic, so
yeah, some of them came in green plastic. But hey, you know what? I am willing.
I can't do that shit. I saw your tweet, or what was it last night?
Yeah.
No way. I don't have skill, dexterity, or patience, or time.
What is it?
Well, I'm slowly getting him. I mean, look at. I mean, come on, man. This is for Zombicide, Black Plague, Thundercats, baby. Come on, you know you want to play Thundercats against the zombies.
Oh.
I will play if I could be Snurf.
Yeah, you can't play Snarf. Snarf is a character, is a figure.
Snarf and or Wily. Which one was the boy?
Wily Cat is in there. Yeah, and Wily Kit.
If you pick Wily Kit, do you also control Wily Cat, or is it like a team thing?
They're separate characters, so you could play either one.
They should be the same character because no one can tell the goddamn difference.
Didn't they remake Thundercats a while ago?
They remade it.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that,
garbage. 2011 one, and there was Thundercats Go.
No. There was only 1985, and that's the only Thundercats that has ever existed, ever.
2011 one wasn't bad.
It's all about the speed paint. Shh, be quiet, Malaki. We don't talk about the speed paint. Although I did buy the speed paints because I can't keep
had to try it out.
Well,
the slap-shot method is quite popular.
That's the problem. It's like, I have too many miniatures, and I can't sit there and keep spending 2 hours on each individual zombie. Because I did that with all my regular Zombicide miniatures. And each one of those zombies looks awesome. And do you know how much...
Hold on.
You know how much the damn players care about it?
Well, you just have to limit yourself to a certain extent. Like when I painted my Zombicide set, I only used 8 colors for the entire thing. It came out fine, and I was able to do it pretty quickly.
Yeah. To be fair, though, you only paint for your own pleasure.
Yeah,
I really do. I mean, like,
the theme.
This is my werewolf for Massive Darkness.
Little zombies.
I still have to do that.
Try 104 or like 130 skeletons, bro.
Well, now we know where that 28K went.
Yeah. I could do that. Yeah, I think I actually have more zombies than you do skeletons, my boy.
Let's see here.
And skeletons are mostly white.
They are.
Are we really going to take measure on zombie figurines?
Let's dick measure who's painted more shit.
Skeletons, Jesus Christ.
Thing is, this after I pared down a lot of skeletons too. I had a lot more than this, but I didn't need them.
Oh,
don't pare down skeletons. You need those to keep your body up.
You think about it, we're all just little engines that running around in powered meat mechs. So.
What were those skeletons for?
Personal pleasure.
Well, maybe.
No bones about it.
Oh God.
Yes, L. Yeah, I spend 6 hours painting a miniature that only makes it stable for 130. Yes, I'm guilty of that. I'm totally guilty of that. But you know what? The 6 hours I spent painting it are enjoyable. So there's that.
What about black
skeletons? You paint the minis for yourself, not for other people.
You really do. Oh yeah, black skeletons too. All.
I paint minis to prove I'm better than other people. That's why I do it, because I'm a bastard.
Yeah, at least you're honest.
Shameless man I am.
I can't lie and tell you that I don't look at other painters' work and go, "Ooh, damn, I wish I could paint that good." But I try not to let it bother me.
I do the opposite. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? I do that all the fucking time.
No, if you beat yourself up, you'll never get good. You just got to go with the flow and just keep working at it. Oh.
Silently judging your talents.
T-shirt have been writing 6 hours making videos or writing RPG. Yeah, I know. I don't like. Yeah, but in the 6 hours it takes me to make a video, I make a single video.
Well, the problem is also you'll burn yourself out doing that every day, just making videos or writing books.
You will.
You'll fry your fucking brain.
Yeah, see, because it's like I've said before. It's like if you make a job out of it, it becomes work, and when it becomes work, it's like, okay, now all I'm doing is spending all my fucking time working. I'm not doing anything for leisure. It's starting to grate on me. And there wasn't actually a time when I worked 7 days a week at 2 jobs.
I think Jim wants to say something.
No, I was just being nonchalant.
Why?
Oh, speaking of Graham, I'm going to send you
what you're talking about
PDFs here in a bit.
Is it true?
So, if you do something you love, you never really work a day in your life. But it's also equally true that you never not work.
When you tell your player, "Hey, put in that ball gag for a +1 to hit," it's not what works.
Yeah, exactly. See, right. Prime example, right? Everyone's like, "Oh, that must be great." Right, but while all the sexy stuff is going on, I'm over here on the other monitor getting the notes ready for the next
Doing
part of the
work, yeah.
adventure.
Yeah, Grim seems like a very high prep GM, so he has to pay attention to other things.
He does.
No, not normally. I prefer to be improvisational, but some games you just can't.
He's like a high-end drug dealer. He doesn't sample his own product.
But no matter what, work is work, right?
GM until the game
Yeah,
starts,
work
and I
is
just
work.
forget everything, and then I just
Right.
make it up as I go.
I think all of us with our 9 to 5s, if we have one, enjoy what we do to some extent, but it's still work, right? It's
I make
we have to
puns
acknowledge
allow
that.
the U.S. government to bomb people in the Middle East, so I love my job.
Well,
I literally make
could you
the pieces
repeat that?
go inside.
Could you repeat that?
What?
No, I was talking to Green Gay.
Oh,
I make the pieces that allow the U.S. government to bomb people in the Middle East. I love my job.
I don't know why that just fits.
You see like my background, like, oh yeah, that'd be awful. Being paid to kill people, how awful. Ooh.
I don't kill people. I just make it possible for other people to kill other people.
I'm pretty sure I use
is clear.
My
I'm pretty sure I
conscience
use your
is
hardware
clear
at one
every
point,
day.
maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. Okay. Yeah, that's some cool stuff there. All right. Y'all ready to take the big plunge?
What is the big plunge? Is this a
no,
good
what?
plunge
I
or a
need
bad plunge?
4 shots before
You
I do
go ahead.
I'm
take
ready.
your-
I'm
take your 4
ready.
shots. Yeah, all right.
Everyone has to drink ready? Come on.
Does the company name rhyme with Nazi?
It does.
Oh shit!
It sure does.
Who could have seen this coming?
Yeah, you sure said it. Yeah, because this week was the Dungeons and Diversity, or Dungeons and Dragons. Their
Dungeons
little
and diversity.
No, we certainly did not see this coming.
yeah.
D&D Direct.
Nobody saw it. It got 0 traction, which I was laughing all week.
I ratioed the shit out of that thing.
The movie? Are we talking about the movie?
No, we are not talking about that fucking movie.
I don't have social media anymore. I don't know what goes on.
We're
and I
not
fucking
talking
love
about it. We're not talking about that movie. Okay, we're not gonna do it.
half of it.
We're not gonna give them any traction on that movie either.
Stop making fetch happen, Gretchen.
Yeah. But yeah, they did D&D Direct, and I went through the video, and most of it was crap. I thought the sing-along thing was obnoxious to the point where I was just kind of like, why?
Hold on.
They had a
Pause.
sing-along?
Pause. The
Yes.
sing-along?
Hold on,
There's a sing-along video in there.
This is not
Everything gets
comedy.
sober.
You're being
I need to
serious?
go
You're
get
gonna
No,
do a
I'm being
sing-along?
100% serious. Yeah, if you go check it out.
Dead ass. You're being serious.
On God, on dead ass. Yeah.
What in the absolute? What sing along about? What? What?
It was about playing D&D, about how easy it is to play in D&D.
I love burning down orphanages.
Basically.
No. Oh, sorry.
It was really it was. I'm not even joking. There was that. They were talking about Minecraft and toys and all this other stuff, and then they were having an interview with, and they were having R.A. Salvatore on there, who is absolutely. I mean, as a writer, he's a great writer, but when you hear him in interviews, he's absolutely unintelligible. He is. I mean, his accent is so thick. I was like, Jesus Christ! If you took his accent and you threw it on a fucking pita bread and threw a little bit of sauce on that shit, you could eat it like a fucking hero.
I know. We subtitle the slightest British accent on US TV, but we were expected to sit through Salvatore rambling on the stream.
Yes. I mean, like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I've been to New York, and I'm like, I could understand the New Yorkers. I don't know what the hell he's speaking. Hi, Caster. Oh, Vampire Hunter D.
Yes.
Nice.
I was in a movie.
Yeah, I like it.
I wish they did more movies of that.
I know. It's a license to print money, and they don't do it.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
If only there were like
they hate
28, 29 books in the franchise.
Yeah.
There are,
That second
though.
movie still holds up. That shit is awesome. But anyway,
They're both good. They're
What
both
are we
good.
talking about?
Well,
What movies?
All right.
Vampire
So,
Hunter D.
Anything
So
to avoid
anyway.
about the VTT.
Yeah, well, no. See, that's the only part we're going to talk about is the VTT, and that's all. And it's only a 5-minute segment, but knowing us, it's going to take us about 2 hours to get through it. That's why I want to go ahead.
It can't. Didn't you say we had a hard stop?
No, we don't. We don't have a hard stop. It's just usually Grim goes, "I can't take this shit anymore," and bails on
And
us.
hence we have a hard stop.
I can't do it. I can't do this shit.
Yep. Here we go. So here let me turn the sound down a bit so we can make fun of it.
How's it going?
This is amazing.
So I don't know who these two people are.
You guys ready to play some D&D?
I recognize this nerd from the 1D&D advert.
Oh, yes.
She's about a 6.5.
And this apparently is the new virtual tabletop, so they're going to splatter these landscapes on for you to mess around on.
Here. Is anyone thinking?
Look, it's an orc, and I don't know. I guess that's an elf.
Wait. The orc has pigmentation in his skin.
Oh dear. Yeah, and that woman is clearly not large enough to be the same size as him.
No, she can't serve drinks in Diablo. That's for fucking sure.
No,
Where's
it identifies as just as large as him.
Where are the
Yeah, okay.
combat wheelchairs, bro? This is savage.
It's coming.
No, I think that's perspective. I think she's behind him.
Yeah, and this is pre-alpha gameplay footage, so apparently
So their virtual tabletop is basically just Tailspire.
Well, yeah, kind of. It's actually it's more like Baldur's Gate, but nothing
No,
moves.
Tailspire is a 3D virtual tabletop.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking Dorbin. I like his beard, and I want to be a bearded man today.
I'll bet you do.
Said no woman ever.
I reduced that to a 6 because now that we don't have the fat girl top-down angle, the score went down.
Yeah.
Before you unpause the video, do you remember when you played D&D and look at your friends?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I mean, these days when we meet up face to face, we do all have laptops or tablets and things, but for rolling and character sheets and stuff like that.
You have a LAN
party
now, isn't it?
Yeah. I think this might be done just for the commercial. I'm not sure if they actually expect people to sit there at the table with laptops out using the virtual tabletop. I think, it's more for like people like me, like losers like me who can only play online. But I don't know. What do I know?
Vic, there are groups that come to the FLGS that all of them are bringing a laptop and they play on their table, and there is minimal eye contact. There's a secondary device where they can do their Twitter machine, and this is not a stretch. This is not for the show.
I believe you. Yeah.
This is what FLGSs look like now. At least
it's still 50-50. There's a good silent contingent that are just playing, and they are playing D&D because it's all they know. They don't know that there's all these other things. We try to point them that way.
Mind a wargaming place.
I'm gonna do something that nobody on Twitter ever does. I'm gonna stand corrected.
I do have something to say about this, but I kind of want to get through the video first.
Oh, it's going to be a while. I know with this crew.
It's going to be a while.
But
I know, but I do have a comment, and it's not the typical comment, I don't think.
Well, please notice. Okay, first off, they have a nice game table. They have a fully laid out map board with maps on it and squares. 4 miniatures and a whole bunch of dice and character sheets.
Why do you need the VTT?
Exactly.
Why?
That's actually a really good question.
To have fancy, cool, pretty 3D graphics to look
No,
at.
fuck you. We have an actual tabletop. We don't need the virtual tabletop.
He said
and
no.
they've got a screen behind them too, so you could see everything.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
I don't know who this girl is on the left. I thought it was Connie Chang at first. I don't know if it is.
3.5.
We're saying names that I don't know, so I'm just going to assume you're insulting me.
Edition or marks out of 10?
Did you catch that? Where she asks, by the way, listen to how wonderfully fake scripted the dialogue is. Are you having fun moving the characters around?
No,
see, they show squares.
The laptop with the tables right there.
Well, see, this is the weird thing. They show the squares here, but if you actually watch the way the characters and stuff move, they free move.
I'm sure they have Snap too. I'll give them a pass on that.
Yeah,
Elle, are you absolutely sure it's Connie Chang? Are you absolutely sure it is? Because I thought so too, and I was kind of like, "Are you sure it's Connie Chang?" So I'm not sure. but
Who's Connie Chang?
Connie Chang is
That's Maury's wife.
Is horrible.
No, that's
she's
Connie Chung.
she's horrible. Just wait.
I don't know who she is though. Is she someone in the tabletop community?
He goes, she's horrible.
She works for Magpie Games and WotC. Okay, so it is definitely Connie Chang. Okay, so it's that same woman who. Yeah. Okay, hang on, but we have some fun to have here. Hang on.
The blast.
I've actually had the sorcerer I've been wanting to play for forever. Is there a way I can just port it in?
Yeah, is it on D&D Beyond?
Yep.
Okay, sweet.
Oh, is it? Is it on D&D Beyond?
Yeah. Oh, you made a character on D&D Beyond and you want to port it in? Yeah. Now,
that makes sense though.
Look at the color of her character.
Yeah.
That's appropriation, God damn it.
No.
Only white people can appropriate, so non-white people can do that.
Okay.
But I thought Asians were white adjacent now.
Asians are white.
Depends on their politics.
Asians are non-white if they need to attack white people.
Guys. Once more.
You opened this Pandora's box. You have to deal
Oh,
with
no.
it. It comes out.
No, just listen to me. Just be quiet and listen to me for a minute, okay? I want you to take a note that the character picture and the character on her tabletop the represent is black, okay? This is also something.
I loved fantasy, but I never saw myself as the hero because I didn't think it was possible for someone who looked like me, who acted like me, who was like
looking
me
at actual
to be
Connie
that
Chan
hero.
pictures, I don't think that's real. But...
No, we heard.
We have to watch it again.
No, we don't, because we heard what she said.
We heard what she said.
Hey,
okay.
We're on a stream panel, not on a watch quietly this thing show.
Okay.
She never saw a character that looked like a barnyard animal when she was growing up. We got
I
it.
told you before you invited me that I.
Man,
had
you
been
Jews
drinking.
are vicious. Holy cow.
But she said she never could envision anyone who looked like her, who acted like her, and everything. I'm kind of like, so you envision yourself as a tall black woman?
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna call bullshit that an Asian person can't picture themselves in fantasies because of the Wooster jungle.
Exactly. And also, I want you to note the other character is an orc, right? That's the black guy playing the orc. The orc guy.
That's
The black
just
guy
saying the quiet part out loud.
Yes, I said it out
Saying
loud.
the quiet part out loud.
Yes, I did. Black guy's playing the orc. I can't imagine why.
There's a lot of
Nobody does that at a table.
I hate. Hey, I do that all the time, but I like yell out obscenities. It's different.
ways to play D&D online, and
See, look at how they move the figures around and stuff like that. There's no squares. They're just
all of them are hitting the big three.
Okay, so that's Kale Stutzman. Now I know. Look, his pronouns are there. He is
His name is Kale.
Why would they do that? I'm pretty sure we can tell you guys.
Kale Soy Sutzman.
Now we know who to make fun of.
Kale Stutzman.
His parents.
Fun,
Yes.
convenience, and authenticity.
Authenticity.
Oh, hello, welcome to the inn. Have a seat. I'll get some refreshments. What would you have?
A nice grog would be nice.
Oh.
I hate
really
It's just a step under Critical Role.
You have good
Man,
They need to hire their script writers.
he should have just asked for malt liquor.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Everyone hears scratching noises in the walls.
Oh, guys, a lightning bolt literally just hit Kringe's house.
They're
God
in the
did not.
goddamn walls.
God destroyed his internet connection.
They're in
Well,
the
that sucks.
walls.
Yep.
They're in the goddamn walls.
The goddamn walls.
Barton's like, damn rats! And he kicks the wall.
I'd like to roll perception to see if I can figure out where the sound is coming from.
Yeah, so you want to go to the walls and kind of look around. Fire breaks
Did
out.
you get Ron Howard
Full
to
inn
be the dungeon master?
Shudders a little bit.
Corbin, do the rats in the can normally move buildings?
What was that?
Did they get Ron Howard to be the dungeon master?
No, that's Kale Stutzman.
I like how the orc is using the generic voice for every terrible player, which is just raspy deep.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Not anyone that I've seen.
Oh God, that's even
What I want to do is connect all my friends and play with them. They're on their
I'm a dwarf.
You want to play with your friends, Kale?
computers, they're on their phones, they're on their game consoles, but we're all together playing through the same virtual tabletop.
They just said it. This is the expectation. Get fucked.
Get fucked.
So here's my question. All right, she did the stereotypical dwarf name or accent, right? But if I go on a game and talk like this, I'm totally a racist. Like it makes no sense how they can easily just do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
pictures of races, but when a white guy does a fucking like stereotypical like Hong Kong voice, oh, you're a fucking monster.
If she talked like that, it would bump her back up that half point.
Well, consider this. Every time I run a Scarlet Heroes game, it's, primarily sort of a weird kind of like almost a Southeast Asian kind of setting. So the characters actually do come from Kue or the Mandarinate. So they literally are. They're Asians. Or they would be Asians in our world. Yeah. So I do tend to affect a little bit of an Asian voice whenever I voice characters from the game. So I guess
whether I do accents depends how comfortable I feel at the time.
Okay, well, Grim, at your next one, I really want you to go like full New York black man.
Shaft! Who is the man?
Yo, motherfuckers up here just all wrong up in this shit.
We can take a pause from Scarlet Heroes and do like Retchploitation for a one shot.
Just talking about Shaft.
God damn,
I can dig it.
I just said up yours, baby.
We're all going to hell now. We're all getting canceled.
We're going? We're going? That's Jucard. We don't have hell. That's why anything goes.
I want to pop my jig
So
and
that's
watch
the
this
dream
shit.
right there. Ceiling
That's the
crashing
dream.
down. Everybody make a deck save.
Oh, okay.
So that's under dexterity. It'll be the
Nobody
top
says that when they have to make a
dexterity
deck
saving
save.
throw.
Solid 9.
So now you roll 2 dice.
So we're rolling our die into the terrain. By the way,
Yeah, why do we do
anybody
that?
that builds terrain is cringing right now.
Yes. Aaron, you're watching hell right now in this video. Yeah, hell is being trapped playing this all day with this guy.
We only play
We're
fourth
in
edition
Unreal
here.
Oh God. No.
5, which is latest, greatest. But now we're actually testing with friends of people who work at Wizards and their families. It's got spells. It's got
You mean all the people who will say, "Yeah, it's great," no matter what?
effects.
Like, oh yeah,
It's
it's
got
great.
a lot
I
more
love it.
rules in it. So
awesome.
those sort of things are.
My
what we've
best
been
friend
adding.
gets their paycheck from you. This is amazing.
And sort of rub my hands together and go, all right, please work, please work, please work. And I'm going to cast Control Flames
Nice.
to extinguish them.
We're just trying to like show.
on the country.
Yeah. Control flames to extinguish flames. Like, there's a whole bunch of. Well, I guess you wouldn't want to throw a barrel of whatever is on there. So.
Be where the rules are, not being like, oh, once you get to the end of that, you can't move anymore, because that's not really D&D to us. It's like, if your DM's okay with it and you want to do a flip and land on the table, then that's just how the game gets played. No. Yeah, go ahead. Just
Wow. How forward thinking.
So stunning. So
So
great.
stunning.
Till they fail their athletics check.
Yep.
put yourself right up on top of the roof.
I have the high ground now.
Oh, she said it.
I'm like, like the Office camera stare. I have the high ground now to stare at the camera.
Yeah.
Ground
You'll
shakes,
get my difference.
trembles, and an insect-like beast comes out with gnashing pincers.
Nobody has that reaction.
Now, if they did this intentionally over the top and, wink and a nod and breaking the fourth wall, it would be great. But they're 100% seriously committed to this script.
They are.
To try to steel man here for a moment. It is something of a reaction to the monsters, the animations with the monsters being like suddenly bursting from the ground. The fact is, the mini actually does that in the tabletop. I think that is, to be fair, something that is kind of neat here.
Okay, but nobody does that. That's like that's like autism levels of.
So let's be fair. The idea of a program allowing to do that is cool. However, they're really overselling the C plot tier acting. It's a little
Definitely.
like the idea is awesome. Yes, it's great to have a place where you can do things like this. I'm kind of surprised. At the same time, it's kind of depressing watching these guys have all this shit in front of them, all these dice and these papers and the grid, and not even fucking using it at all. playing an RPG game on their laptops. Like, if you're gonna do that, why be in the same room? It's kind of silly.
Why didn't they show off that you can do it all remotely? That's what it's for.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're in a beautiful gaming space, and they're not selling what they're selling.
Yes.
Like they're in a beautiful gaming location. Like, that huge screen would be great for like looking at maps and shit, but it's kind of all going to waste. I don't know what they're trying to sell here. I mean, they're trying to sell the program, obviously, but you want to do
the VTT.
Where, like, you're all over Skype or some shit, or the program. Like, oh yeah, I'm in Bangkok today. I can't be there today with you guys, and you have this setup. It's great. But if you're all together, I've seen porn better acting.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't understand why this is better than being in person.
I don't mind it as a basic concept, like you said. It was just like a virtual tabletop, yet another virtual tabletop thing. This happens just to be more fancy, and you use it to play with your friends all across the world. Fine. My main problem is that they're gonna monetize the hell out of it. They're gonna have 99 cents, buy these 2 spells for 99 cents, whatever, shit like that.
Change your character's hair color for 99 cents, or buy this hairstyle for 99 cents.
What's that monster going to cost, right?
Yeah.
It just erupted from the ground.
And do you want it to be animated?
And by the way, she's doing the Down syndrome hand thing. I just can't get over it, and it's stuck, and I keep staring at it. We've got to keep the video going so that I can look at something different.
I'm actually gonna clip this and use it.
Not really D&D to us. It's like,
Sorry.
if your DM's okay with it and you want to do a flip and
Sorry,
lay
I
on the table,
backtracked a little bit just so we could watch it again.
Yeah, go ahead. Just put your
Here we go.
on top of the roof.
I'm ready.
The high ground now.
Shakes, trembles, and an
This makes me groan.
beast comes out with gnashing pinchers.
Come
We can have the DM be able to set the mood, set the lighting. What time of day is it? Is it raining?
set the mood.
Is there fire embers falling from the sky?
Yeah, let's completely take away any semblance of imagination or descriptive storytelling, because we can just show it off on the screen.
At this point, you may as well have it be an RPG game with an actual DM controller. Like in Dark Tide and Left 4 Dead, there's an AI controller who controls things. At this point, just have an actual human controlling the shit coming at you.
Well, why? They're going to have an AI chatbot doing it, right?
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal. Is you're going to pay for their server DM.
Gonna be a good little pay piggy. Pay your way in.
Patty has a really good point. He says, notice how it said Ankeg says Ankeg painted.
Yeah, I'm Patty on that. What that is, that's in development. It's pre-alpha. That's they've labeled certain figures, the virtual figures in the game. Some of them are unpainted, which means they are not textured. The painted miniatures are textured.
Well, yeah, but
so it's pre-development. It's pre-beta status at this point. That's going to go away. So basically, it's a reference for the devs and the play testers to this figure has been textured, 3D, 3D rendered and all that stuff fully.
Oh, is that what it means?
Your envelope will be under the door, Dying Breed.
No, I mean, the thing is, I went to D&D Beyond, and there's a link to the deep dive where they actually get more in depth into the VTT and talk about some of this stuff. This is a promo video. This is a corporate promo video. So it's obviously going to be scripted. It's obviously going to have stupid sayings and people acting like idiots. But they're trying to showcase features to the general public at this point.
Features.
I mean, that's what they're trying to do. It's a promo video. I mean, I agree with all the sentiments here. It's ridiculous and it's stupid, but I mean that's what the goal is. They're trying to sell it.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of not.
You have received 14 WotC credits in your account.
Yeah.
You can get half a miniature.
Yes. A new cross promotion with D&D and Hot Pockets. If you buy Hot Pockets and save the labels, and yeah, it's going to happen.
There's 3 things that concern me about this. One is homogenization. You've got this virtual tabletop. This is what D&D is going to be. Everybody's playing the same game the same way. There's no room for creativity on the part of the DM. outside of certain bounds. I mean, I'm sure they're going to have some boundaries, but I mean, basically everybody's playing the same damn thing.
More or
Okay.
less, yeah.
Yeah. Two, you know, for the crowd that likes to talk about gatekeeping so much, everybody's going to have to go, buy a gaming laptop?
Buy a laptop, buy a computer, have a really
Buy
high-tech tablet.
You're going to have high tech. You're going to have to have internet access. You're going to have all these things. The old days, you bought a book or two, you bought some dice, you got some paper and pencil from school, and you played a game.
Yeah.
Right.
They could have it rendering on the server and just feeding everybody a video feed. I think it would be ridiculous if they were going to require like a rig for it. Not saying that they're not going to.
Well,
we don't know. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I think they're trying to work some stuff on the back end, but this uses Unreal Engine 5.
Mm-hmm. And I bet you anything there's going to be like some kind of cross promotion with Frito-Lay's chips, where like you buy like Doritos and like you scan the Mountain Dew, and you scan the barcode, and you get all kinds of credits and special helmets and hairs and shit.
What game had the Mountain Dew caps? You take the caps off, you had a code. You could turn for points in the game.
Was it Halo? Halo worked with
Halo did that. They had Dorito bags too. Halo had a Dorito bag.
Yeah, they had a special brand of Mountain Dew, which was pretty gross. I remember
they actually had Mountain Dew.
They put
flavored
chip in the
Doritos.
shoulder.
They had Mountain Dew flavored Doritos for a while too.
Cool.
But anyway, let's continue.
Chip on the shoulder.
We just want to enable people to play the way they want to. Let's
No, you don't. No, you don't want to enable people to play they want to. What bullshit?
We got 1 second past play, already mad again. It was...
It's a record.
Yeah. Well, and real quick, my third point was the fact that this is not geared towards us. We're not the demographic. We're not the target. And actually, the target, I don't think is really. They're just maybe kind of getting into it now. This is a long-term con. This is 5 years from now.
I worry that the target, though, is starting to evaporate. They're starting to move on now that COVID is in the rearview mirror.
Well, then that's the corporation's problem. That's not ours. But
would you stop mentioning the movie? We're trying not to.
But I mean, that's ultimately they're looking at the future market, the future demographics, and I mean, you go to a restaurant, everybody's on their damn phone. There's 5-6 people sitting together, nobody's talking to each other.
We laugh at that all the time. We were out for some sushi and looked around the restaurant, and legitimately, we were the only 3 people in the restaurant that were not staring at their phones.
Yep, yep, happens to us all the time too. Yep.
All right, let's see how far we can get now.
go into encounter mode now, which means
encounter mode.
Roll initiative. So
Okay, nobody cheers when you have initiative. That's not
every once in a while you get a fuck. I rolled a 2.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, the players are rolling shit too. Look at, I mean, she rolled a 5, he rolled an 8, and I don't know what the dwarf got, but one of those monsters got a 20, so they're fucked. So,
you kind of like the way they have that lined up at the top. To
yeah. See, yeah, you could see what the initiative tracking order is. Wow, that's so cool. I mean, that's so different. I had a GM who used to do that with fucking clothespins. He used to literally put clothespins with your name on it up on his GM screen.
We stole back in college. There was a wing place around us that used to have car antennas that were mounted on like a platter, and they would the gimmick was they would serve onion rings stacked up on them because they had like all these classic cars in the place. We stole one of those antennas and we used it with clothespins for our initiative tracker back in the day. Thank God they're out of business and the statute of limitations is up since I just said that live.
Clothespins.
Let's see how far we can get now. Let's see. This escalated to EFAP quickly. Yes, I knew it would, Edge.
oh, and look, the DM dice, 2 20s. No, it always happens. So he's going to turn around and actually acid spray. The
This is too much. This is like way too much to put into the software. Like it's just everything shy of we made a video game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? So
Well, we also. Sorry, Jim.
So I'm worried about the prep time, right? Because even with tabletopless and prepping using Roll20, right, I've got to find a map if we're going to use one for an encounter. I've got to find counters for the baddies. If I want to use the statistics in the game, I have to find and then probably modify and customize the different statistics for the different monster types. That's already way more prep than I prefer to do.
Well, in the deep dive, they actually address that issue. And they basically, like I said, homogenization. They're basically making everything. I don't remember the exact quote. It's something to the effect of making the DM's job easier. So everything's going to be handled by the virtual tabletop. Now the DM does have the ability to go in and adjust like hit points, hit dice, things like that on the fly if they want. But there's actually, the way they're designing it, it doesn't sound like there's going to be a whole lot of prep. You're basically going to be running the game they want you to run. I mean, that's what I took away from it.
Yeah, but if I want to construct my own dungeon, I've got to put it together from the pieces that they're offering.
Then I suggest you use Roll20.
And even then, this guy in the video, he's not running that tabletop.
No.
So
he's a passenger DM. He's just
yes. There's a team that's running that tabletop right now, and it's going to even back. I was going to say even with Roll20 now, or even going back years when 4th edition hit, we were forced onto the battle map. My group used the old RP tools map tool. It still was a chore to run the table. You almost needed someone just to run it and then have the DM aside. So it was like a co-DM thing that we worked out. There's no way to streamline it unless it is 100% on rails.
D&D is the first mod community.
Yes.
Right?
This stuff is going to be very limited because there's only going to be so many assets. There's only going to be so many ways a dungeon can look. There's only so many ways a forest can look, a town can look, your character can look. So your imagination... Yeah, but there's still only so many ways. So your imagination is going to be limited by whatever, you can buy in this system. Unlike, even just Roll20, where like you can literally just grab any old image off the internet, turn it into a token, slap it on there, and that's what your character looks like.
And I've heard in the comments on the article I read, there was a lot of questions about teaming up with like Hero Forge for people who have their own custom minis to be able to import that and that sort of thing. They haven't said yes or no. There was speculation, and this is pure speculation, that maybe Wizards of the Coast or Hasbro will acquire Hero Forge.
Why not?
I don't know.
There's nothing proprietary about the idea. They could just make their own.
Right. And that kind of speaks to my next point is, are they breaking new ground here? Are they really breaking new ground?
No.
Nah.
No. They're making their own virtual tabletop. They're slapping their brand on it so that hopefully, they get the loyal fan base who, the brand whores.
To be frank, they're making a video game though.
Yes.
They're not a VTT. It's a little.
They are. They are. That's not true. That's not a lot.
Well, let's hear the next 6 words before we get irate.
We're going to make our own content, but we want to make that content out of building blocks that everybody can break apart and make their own content from. Because
so we can steal it.
That remix is like core to the DNA of D&D.
I will use my longsword. Here we go.
Wow. Now,
all right,
hold on. To be fair, it was kind of cute. Okay, it was kind of cute. Let's be fair. Like,
hey, they did too miniatures. They bumped each other, just like in reality when you went to attack. They bumped each other.
You might want to just give this one up and run.
So, with these tools that you're going to hand to the players, is there a way for the community to share assets?
The strength of it is
I love
Share.
hard.
Share is a very strong word.
Yeah.
All right. So just kind of briefly related, or what I want to say. tangentially related to this, price point. This thing ain't going to be free.
Oh.
No.
And so, does everybody need a subscription?
Well,
how much is that subscription going to be? Does the DM buy a subscription and then you can share with players? How is all this going to work? None of this has been addressed yet.
Well, I do think it's some form of basic introductory, like super, like we'll say stripped down free version that will get everyone in, give you a taste. They'll cheer things in, and then the monthly. And just
the thing is, like with Foundry, only the DM needs to buy a Foundry. And all the players can simply log in and use the DM's maps and all that. With this, it will require everyone to pay into it. More than likely.
They will.
I would think so. I mean, that's the way it looks. Yeah, that's the way it looks. If they're smart, they'll go the Foundry way. But I don't know that they're. I mean, look at some of the things they've done in the last year. So,
guys, they've already said that D&D is under monetized. They already know from past experience that the DM is the guy who typically holds all of the brunt of the payments for everything, because they have to buy the books, the dice, the miniatures, the tabletop, all that other bullshit. It's so now they're looking to monetize the players themselves who are playing the PCs. So they're going to microtransaction the shit out of the miniatures, the dice, and all. They're already putting in all kinds of crap on D&D Beyond for special types of dice in the dice rolling app. So it's all coming.
That's the scummy thing that I want to focus on. Not so much that they're making a virtual tabletop program, because those already exist. They've existed for a while. This is just a more fancy Unreal Engine version of that. Like, whatever, virtual tabletops are great. That's how I get to play with all my great American friends like you guys, or British in the case of Grim. But but just the fact that Wizards of the Coast are gonna monetize the shit out of it, they're gonna be very scummy about it. Yeah, that's the thing that we should focus on.
Yeah, that's a good point. Kuzma said, hey, maybe when the players have to pay, they won't cancel last minute or be no shows. Yeah, maybe so, or they just won't play. But anyway,
community creating everything, and we create stuff, and then the community tries to one up us, and then we try to one up the community, right? Like,
yeah, you try to one up the community. That's for fuck's sake. Yeah, we did this OGL thing. Oh, it was great, guys.
Good job.
Come see our movie.
Stop saying the movie.
part of it, and having that sort of marketplace where you can just like download other people's stuff and.
Oh dear.
You can't do that. It'll fill up with porn quicker than you can say Jack Ryan
part out loud again.
The first thing I'm going to do is if I get a free chance to mess with this and put in my thing, I'm going to make a big giant dick-shaped castle.
I'm putting
Castle Big Cock.
Castle Big Dick Energy.
Yeah. And then somebody reports you and you get banned off the platform.
The fuck Night Fortress comes to you.
It's the Great Wizard Balzac's Tower.
Check it out.
We must stop the
core to the final experience.
Then I'm going to hold out my hands and cast Magic Missile with all of them focused on the Ankhed.
Into the darkness?
All of them? She's okay. Her character has 8 hit points, so ostensibly it's a first or second level character, and she's casting all of her magic. Like, she's got more than one. I mean, at first level, don't you just have one?
You have like one single missile, I believe.
Yeah.
I imagine my story, my personal story to go. Wait, what am I doing?
We're going to
it can identify as many missiles as it wants to.
Oh shit.
I have 30 magic missiles.
I've got all the magic missiles in the world, and they're all pink.
With all of them focused on the Ankhed.
We're going to put everything in the monster manual in it. We want you to be able to, play the game as it's written.
I have 8 hit points. I don't do physical activity.
Much like in real life.
Miss 18. Slam down to the left and right of you.
I feel like it's so
I'm better than
perfect
physical
to
activity.
come in.
What's that?
I'm better than physical activity.
Actually, I've read her bio. Apparently, she's into powerlifting.
Are you
the
I roll
midget
to disbelieve.
What? Powerlifting tacos?
I guess. I don't know.
Well, shit, I'll give her some competition, man.
Yeah.
Powerlifting? Oh, hold on. Go back to her physique because I actually work out. Go back to her physique. I want to see this shit. This power lifter.
You can't see her. You can't see her physique because of the obscuring clothing that she wears.
I just find me a full body shot. I can tell enough from that.
Do physical
Okay. So I looked at the D&D Beyond page on this, by the way. He says, the guy, Kale says, I ran Mackenzie, Iffy, and Gina. So I don't know who the Asian chick is, but that's not Connie Chang. So you're right, T-shirt.
Yeah, I didn't think that was Connie Chang. So that's not a power lifter.
It might be Gina or Iffy, I guess, or Mackenzie. I don't know.
No, well, yeah, Connie Chang does powerlifting apparently. So I don't think that's
mistaken. She's misandrist and she likes watching dudes powerlift.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Actually, Connie Chang is like trans, gay, and has he, her pronouns. Literally,
Trans,
I'm not joking.
Yeah,
I'm not joking.
So wait, I got to walk through that. Trans gay, which means she likes the norm like most of the rest of the world. Is that correct?
One moment.
So if I'm trans, I become a woman, but if I'm gay, I like women. So either way, I'm eating puss.
Hang on. One moment, please. Thank you. I can't do it all.
Please hold.
Ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Trans and queer.
Oh, the queer is just a buzzword.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, it's lost
yes,
the meaning.
she likes to strength train, not powerlifting. I'm sorry, she likes to strength train.
Really? Then where her fucking gains at, bro? Like what the fuck?
I don't know. But that does not look like the same woman.
They, he, she.
Yeah.
Connie's just fucking confused, man.
You can't have all three, bro. That's greedy.
She, he, that. Well, at least we can't get it wrong, right? They can't say that we're dead naming or dead me that I'm getting it wrong.
I like all these words, these buzzwords thrown into this transplanter RPG, an all transgender person of color led D&D 5th edition live streamed actual play campaign set in an original non-colonial anti-orientalist world.
Holy shit, she gets all the points.
She does. She was going for every single point.
Wasn't she the one that made the video about bashing out the Oriental Adventures?
Yes. She's the one. I downloaded that entire video just so we could riff on it one day, but
I thought we were just going to talk about the VTT.
We are because we can't talk about that. We can't talk about all that.
I'm just giving you some crap, man.
It's like almost a 2-hour video where she just rants. I can probably link y'all to it.
I'm not that interested.
I'll leave it. We're going to put everything in the monster manual in it. We want you to be able to, play the game as it's written.
I have 8 hit points. I don't do physical activity.
Miss 18. Ooh. Slam down to the left and right of you.
I feel like it's so perfect to come in and be able to visualize and see everything and hear everything.
Because I have no imagination.
And you know why they put the white owlbear in there?
The movie.
Because of the thing that shall not be named.
The movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
What my favorite thing about this whole VTT is
there's always like a group of people that want to take that 5-hour prep, and there's people like me that just like give me an in, some characters, and I'm playing. Oh, there we go.
Except that he had to have some prep to set all that shit up and get it going and everything else. It wasn't just a give me an in and some characters and then.
Well, yes, but you gotta realize this is work related. This is different.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just, are you really going to be able to just sit down at the VTT and just like pull shit out of your ass like I do every 2 weeks?
Yeah,
because I do it on stream.
How many in maps are there? So every time you go to an inn, you just basically have to pull up this map.
It's the same map every time.
Yeah.
It's like Nurse Joy. All Nurse Joys.
Unless you pay $4.99 to get the other twin.
Whoa!
He's having a fit. Nobody does that.
I love it.
Well, they get points because they've got an epileptic guy.
Oh shit! Maybe I should keep this part.
Look, Connie's under the table, being queer, transphobic, or whatever the hell it is.
when are we getting tabletop?
Next, we're just going to open it up slowly to more and more people so that hopefully a lot of the people listening will be able to play it this year.
I hope that you are so very proud of this because I was in awe.
I am glad that you guys like
Yeah.
it. That You
Yeah.
never know, right? That's where I'm at with it. I need the
My name's
feedback.
Caleb.
The loop.
I'm sure somebody's gonna call us racist for like not being sure if that was Connie-chan or not. But to be fair, all those white beardo dudes, I can't tell them apart either. So
No, he was any other white guy. Oh, man. Thank you so much for giving me feedback because, you know, I'm the only white guy in the room and I'm not allowed to do anything correct. Oh, fuck.
Living and suffering.
You get attacked by monsters at the end, and you have a crazy orgasm when you roll good. Yeah, that was my thing. Yeah, why have bases?
I believe it's all the VTTs set only Forgotten Realms, maybe.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I have concerns.
Oh yeah, I bet you do. Let's hear them.
Right. So having everything there in the VTT kills the idea of description.
Yes.
And using language to set theme and mood. Like saying, you can make it day, you can make it night, you can make it, winter, summer, whatever. Those will be settings, right? And you can't evoke a mood in the same way that you can with words.
Yeah.
So that's a concern. Also, with these preset elements that they've got, like that well they had, that what's her name was balancing on top of for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's going to be an element, and it's going to have certain things with it. So you have the well, and then there was the baskets and things around it, and the buckets. Players are going to make decisions on what they want to do based on what they can see on the virtual tabletop, which might not be what you, as the games master, envision being there. And then what you're going to do, retcon the whole move. This is something you already run into with battle mats and Dwarven Forge scenery and so on. People look and see what's there, and they assume that that's what's there in the game when it's not necessarily.
Well,
it's like I tweeted out earlier. It's like I tweeted out earlier this week. WotC does more to stifle and arrest creativity than it does to enhance and enrich it. Say it with me.
So, Grim, but the one thing I want to kind of a little bit of pushback is that it sounds like, from the sounds of it, they've got the they can change the lighting. They got some elements like that in there that can help to offset some of that mood stuff. Yes, I agree with you largely on the matter of what players table is all they're going to want to do, all they're going to think to do. But I do think that with some of the lighting elements with the game engine, because that's what it is. It's a game engine.
Yeah,
you help manage some of that.
Yeah, I just think the art of it is going to suffer because the VTT is almost doing too much.
I want to piggyback off that whenever you're all ready.
Go for it.
But it actually makes me quite sad because there is a lot of artistry that goes into you're not just a game master, you are a skald, you're a bard, you're a storyteller, you're taking people on an adventure using your voice, your descriptions, your personality. And when you strip all that out of the game itself, you're no longer in the theater of the mind, you're in a video game. Now, I get that some folks would like a video game. That's completely fine. You can't please everybody. But when you have something like D&D or tabletop dungeon type games where it's all resting upon the imagination of one man or woman or person or fucking kitten self, whatever the fuck you are, you're kind of removing the skald, the bard aspect. You're no longer creating an adventure that you take folks, mentally on. It's simply you fire up your fucking video game and you put monsters in, and now you're more or less playing Baldur's Gate or Diablo. There's no longer any real the art, like how Grim said, the art is gone. Then it's simply loading in aspects and calling it a day.
I'm not quite sure, because what's the difference between like a really detailed hand-drawn battle map and like a 3D battle map that just has the differences that has some like nice lighting and flickering torches?
If you made the 3D, I was going to say, if you made the 3D map versus having generic assets. That's the difference, because it's your map. Like
no, but
Grim
I'm not making every battle map that I use in Roll20. I look at Google and I look. It's like, oh, this is a cool ass forest. I'm going to use this for a battle, and
and that could influence what you, not only as DM, but what your players see. Grim hit the nail right on the head. That well is that well, and it's what everybody sees and perceives. It takes away the ability for your DM to say, and there are intricate runes on the side of the well etched into it that, that it allows you to presuppose things based on the content that's built, as opposed to if you're using your brain and your pencil, you create that illusion in your mind. When we play online, we're playing.
Battle maps have been a thing since like forever. It's
not
new.
Yeah. But there's always.
I'm just asking what's the difference. Yeah. Not everyone just plays theater of the mind. Like, people have been using battle maps and all that stuff since like 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah, they have, Victor, but the difference is that with your battle maps and stuff, it's kind of like Ryan was saying. It's like, I'm a DM. Okay, I'm going to use miniatures in a battle map this time. I have a lot more creative control over the elements of that map than picking from. Here's 20 different wells you could choose from. Which one?
Well,
do you want?
of course. That's what I was saying earlier. There's only so many like buildings and stuff you can have. But I'm just talking beyond that. Like, what's the difference between a 3D forest and a really detailed hand-drawn forest? Either way, like, I can as the GM say like, hey, this tree has like special wounds on it. It might not show on the hand-drawn and it might not show on the 3D version, but yeah.
This is the difference.
I'm gonna have to scoot, guys. I have to run. I appreciate you having me on, though.
Ladies,
take care, Greg.
I'm just gonna play devil's advocate here, because
I just say that sometimes less is more, even when you're doing battle maps. Right, so if you're using like a dry erase board, you can add and you can remove elements much more easily. If someone wants more description of something, you can add the description, because it's not necessarily going to be there on the map, so they're going to have to fill it in using their imaginations. So I don't know. Maybe I'm being extra prickly, because I took that Alan Moore BBC Maestro class, and he spent half of it convincing me all writers are magicians. So maybe I just
in Foundry, there's like this program where you can make like 3D dungeons. You can convert them to a video file, and you can upload that into Foundry, and it makes like an animated battle map. Like, okay, so what's the difference between that and like just using this program that's like already just 3D to begin with?
Okay, look, this is the deal. You guys, I sat there showing you guys my miniatures like for a few minutes there while you talked, kind of trying to get the point across that I invested lots of time in putting those miniatures together and getting them painted up. And matter of fact, I'm pretty sure the one that I had that was on the right was at least an 8-hour paint job. The players are never going to know, and they're never going to care. They're going to look at it on the thing. They might remember it. They might say, ooh, cool. And then they'll go on and they'll keep playing the game. That's all for me. That's all my enjoyment. That's what the whole idea behind building all this exquisitely sculpted scenery and stuff is. But it's an enjoyment. It's something I do for me. With the VTT, you're not even going to get that so much, because it's all going to be, just chunk it together, and you're not going to be able to paint it the way you want to or anything.
Well, I think they were on about you would be able to paint the virtual minis, but I don't know to what extent that's true, or whether it's
not the way I do
Hero Forge or whatever. No, and it'll be something very different to doing it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, just, there's a hands-on enjoyment to it. There's something that's more tactile about actually sitting down and writing your own adventures, even if you're using a computer or you're using a pencil. I mean,
it is kind of. I mean, it's more or less the lazy way to do it. Like, it's simply you log on, you pull out of a couple maps you might have. You may pull out some pre-gen shit and kind of run an adventure. It removes the personalized aspect of it all. You're more or less borrowing from this giant library of stuff, which to be fair, it can be very convenient. But it's also like eating a McDonald's burger and making your own burger from home. It's the same
Right.
thing, sure, but one's going to taste a hell of a lot better than the other.
Okay, so shitty Wizards of the Coast aside, and the fact that this is going to probably be very limited. It's only going to be like 2 inns and 3 wells and fucking 4 trees, whatever. All that aside, I just don't really see how there's too much of a difference between me using this program and using a 3D map and me going onto Google to get somebody else's map that they drew because I need a fucking forest. And uploading that into Roll20 or printing it out on paper and slapping it on my
To be
table
fair,
or whatever.
I make my own forest by hand using Incarnate, but that's.
I think barrier to
we have
entry
$29,000,
and
so you can do that.
I think barrier to entry and breadth of choice is the difference. Yeah, it's relatively easy to put together a 2D map.
And how much are you going to have to pay for all those assets, Victor? I mean,
Well, yeah, no, that's what I said. All that stuff aside, I'm just saying pure from. I'm not even sure what the word is. I don't know.
I also think there's more ambiguity with the 2D maps that leaves more room for imagination. I mean, I've never really been a battle map guy. I've always been theater of the mind.
They're going to have a 2D map option.
I'm
That's
just
the plan
hearing a lot
anyway.
I'm just hearing a lot of criticism about the concept itself, even though it's not really new. It's just a fancier version of something that already exists and that other people are already doing and have for decades. The criticism should be about how Wizards of the Coast is going to abuse the fuck out of this.
Well, that's true. That's true. The last thing you put up, T-shirt by Kit Marlowe, I think speaks to a very good point. It will cripple the player's ability to imagine. It's also going to cripple the DM's ability to run a game, because the rules are going to be inherently included in the system itself. There's no need for anyone to calculate whether or not they hit anymore. Roll the dice. The virtual tabletop's going to tell you, "Oh, did you hit? Yeah, you did." You're not going to have to. You're not going to have. I mean, modern players don't know the rules that well anyway. They really don't read the books that well. Most people don't even know that there's domain level play in 5e.
Also,
and so now the virtual tabletop's just going to handle everything for you because it's convenient.
Yeah.
But now there's something lost there to me. There's just something lost there.
You think
Alstaff has a good point.
Can I say something? Because somebody said something about me in the chat. Like, Victor seems to think that battle maps are required to play. No, I know that Theater of the Mind exists. I have played in Theater of the Mind games. I've won Theater of the Mind games. Of course, you don't need battle maps. That's not what my point is at all. Like, that's stupid.
I do think, though, that people are overlooking at the same time that, obviously not every group is going to wind up using this. I mean, Wizards of the Coast still wants to sell minis. They still have a deal with WizKids to be able to do their miniature. And
I don't know if that's going to be the model going forward. I really don't, because they've already said with the books, the preferred method is going to be digital, right? There's still going to be the books for you old grognards or for people that are stupid and want to buy these books. But that's not really the way that we want you to buy them. They've already said that. So, I don't know.
I think it's just such a legacy part of the hobby that, I mean, that deal, though, at the same time, even if people don't play their game, the fact is you can go in and buy a mini that is a Wizards of the Coast goblin, a Wizards of the Coast, iconic monsters. I think that is something that is still a market that they can benefit from. That even if these people, like, even if they don't play our game, we're still getting them. They go and you could buy Wizards of the Coast brushes, for example.
Which that kind of ties into another question that people have, vaguely. Like D&D Beyond, so they purchase their physical books, then they purchase them again on D&D Beyond. Are they going to have to purchase them again for the VTT?
Of course they're going to have to purchase them again.
And
I don't even fault that model, because I look at video games. I've bought Final Fantasy VI probably 15 times in one version or another.
Yeah, right? That's fair. I think I own 4 different versions of Skyrim, so yeah.
I have actually purchased Fallout 3 5 times on 2 different platforms. I literally have.
I pirate my games.
Pirate. You can afford to buy them now.
Well, yeah, now I can. Well, that's what I do though. So actually, I'm a pirate with a conscience, because I'll pirate games, but if I like them, then I'll go buy them. Because I've been hoodwinked too many times. There times where I bought a game like this game fucking blows dick, and I paid $60 for it. I get mad about it. So one time I'll pirate. You know what? This game's worth the money. Then I'll go buy it for real. It's like because you can't really try out games anymore nowadays.
Yeah, I actually did that. 2010 when Skyrim was released. I pirated it. I played like 3, 4, 5 hours, and I'm like, this game fucking rocks. Yeah, and I was like, I'm buying it, and I went back and I bought an official copy of it. Yeah.
Remember when games had like trial CDs in magazines? You get to make
I remember that. PC Gamer.
Yeah.
PC Gamer. Yeah. Like I know folks are like, ooh, you pirate? Like, yeah, because I've been ripped off too many times. You only bruised a pay pig so many times where he goes, I'm not going to oink you anymore.
Okay,
you scream suey. You scream suey. I'm going to stay home. No more gruel for you, good sir. And you just kind of learn as a consumer. That's just how I am. Not everyone's like that, obviously. It's just
there she is.
There she is.
Pay pig.
Pay pig.
That was from last week, wasn't it?
I'm impressed you saved the pay pig.
I saved it because I liked it so much.
It's an evergreen. It's an evergreen photo to use.
It is. I need to send this to Guardbro because he needs to include this in Veil Riders. And speaking of which, I've been throwing shit at Guardbro all week to include in Veil Riders. So I'm kind of curious to see how much of it actually sticks.
So the 80s movie hero armor did make it in. So the thing is, though, when I make these items, my setting, it's a whole other thing. I'm not going to bog down this podcast, but all gear should have a story to it. Yeah. I would get pissed off. Like, all right, here's Simiflam Yimmy Yam's like flask. Oh, cool. Well, what does it do? It's on my Simiflam Yimmy Yam. It's a flask plus 2 to this. But that's all I get. Okay, that sucks, dick.
I agree. I agree. I think that is a lost thing. It's like outside of artifacts. Outside of artifacts, most your magic items don't have any stories behind them because they feel generic.
Speaking of WotC just degrading creativity, like my favorite thing that really made me realize I have to put effort into things was Akarat's flask. Akarat's ash pot, where it basically is this urn full of some dude's ashes. When you use the ashes, it'll help you cast spells. But it had a paragraph of information on the pot. It made you actually actually appreciate using this dude's ashes to improve your fucking spell casting. And it kind of these things deserve to have a history. Whether it's someone's bobby pin that does something or something, it deserves to have a story behind it. And my biggest fear is just that things are I know we're simply postulating on this game and what it may be doing. For all we know, Victor may be correct. For all we know, Grim may be correct. But we won't know until that pie's out of the oven. And it is a fear of when things get stripped of just certain aspects of things, classic cars. Imagine a 1979 Dodge Power Ram, right? Beautiful lines, boxy, chef kiss. Then there's the modern Power Ram, just giant tube, or a classic Bronco and the modern Bronco. They're the same thing, sure, but one's got a lot more fucking class to it than the other.
All right, your love of classic boxy vehicles is strange.
What? Don't you judge me.
I don't think it's strange. I admire it.
You at 1979. I'm like Roadrunner.
Guys, excuse me. I'm so sorry to interrupt you guys. Some folks in the chat need to kind of cool down a little bit there, okay? Don't be doing that to my panelists, please. Okay, just lay off. Okay.
What I miss?
I don't think it's an either or between me and Victor. I prefer theatre of the mind, but I've been known to use miniatures. There are times when I would love to have a huge Dwarven Forge setup, but there's no way I'm spending thousands of dollars on something that would be used once to impress players at the key point of an adventure or something. So I don't think we're against each other. It's just
no, at all. I think it's just mostly my language skills are failing me right now a little bit. I just think that that a lot of the gripes that I was hearing in the chat were kind of like directed at the wrong thing. If that makes sense.
I think so.
I mean, they're gonna increasingly. I think the system is going to be keyed up to use with this and nothing else. It's the same way 4E. You really had to play on a battle map. You could do it without it. Yeah, we did. We managed somehow, but it's not. That's not the optimum. So if you're not playing on this platform, I think you're going to be at a disadvantage.
This really seems like a replay of 4E, but on a digital platform to me. It really does.
This time they've actually done the digital platform.
Yeah.
Also, don't worry, Al. I enjoyed your Vork reference. It was funny.
I mean, it does look nice. It was nice looking, I thought.
It is, but I think the reason that I tend to skew more theater of the mind is lazy and accessibility. I don't want my players to have to be moving things on a map. When we did 4E, Grim, hats off to you. I couldn't do it without just the way it was written. We thought about it and tried, and it didn't work, but we did it so that the DM ran everything that was on the map. So we tried to minimize it to that, but then it was hell on me. So I don't know. And maybe that's why I'm looking at this thing, and the first thing in my mind is, who the hell is going to run this while you're running a game,
Right. But I'm with you, Ryan. I've always been a theater of the mind guy, so yeah.
Well, there are times when I've had combats that got extremely dicey, and I don't mean just like physically like rolling a lot of dice. Like I come from a 3.0, 3.5 Pathfinder First Edition. That's honestly been the edition I've played the most lately, because it's like 23 years and we're still going at my other table. But that game is ultra crunchy, crispy, and it's like every single move is accounted for, every action is accounted for, every feat, there's so much bookkeeping in the game that I literally don't understand. I mean, it's like, you want to talk about simulationist, it's pretty simulationist for the most part. And so having to keep track of all that stuff, there were definitely a lot of times when I wish we could have pulled battle maps out just to illustrate, it's like, okay, well, you're standing over here, you have this point of reference where the guy's firing from, you have this kind of cover, et cetera, but you can only move this far because you only have so much movement, et cetera,
I wouldn't call battle maps part of the problem for sure. That's not really what's going on.
But it's just a case of, that's one of the reasons why I'm leaning towards more OGL type stuff, where it's a lot more laid back, where the rules aren't quite so crunchy, where you can kind of hand wave a lot of that stuff. If during the Scarlet Heroes game, Grim tells me he wants to run across the room while chanting a spell, and also using his fray dice to cause a stone, or to kick a stone across the thing and hit the monster. It's like, I'm cool with that. I'm not going to sit there and say, okay, well, let's see. You only have a movement action and an actual action, and it will take you a full move action to get across this board, because that's the kind of shit that we had to do in 3.0 and 3.5, and I'm totally not shitting you.
You can't do that.
Seriously. It was that ridiculous.
For more OSR games, rules light games, I definitely prefer Theater of the Mind. For like you said, 3.5 type games, or like my modern games that I often run, where you're like doing gunfights and you're like taking cover and like getting angles on people. I like battle maps. So yeah, there's like a place for both styles. Just depends what you're doing.
Immortal, it's not so much rule of cool. It's just keeping action economy to a minimum, because it's like the discussion we were having before this stream actually started, in that you have a round that lasts typically in most games 6 seconds. And as I've pointed out on more than one occasion on Twitter, on here, on everywhere else, 6 seconds, a lot of stuff can happen very quickly in 6 seconds worth of actual combat.
Most men agree.
Yeah.
And I agree with you when you're talking about combat. But there are a lot of things, according to the rules, that a character can do in 6 seconds that are not really. It's not like throwing a punch or swinging a sword.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
And like I've said, combat. The combat in the game does not account for blow by blow, because as I've pointed out in a lot of fight videos and stuff like that, you could throw a lot of punches in 6 seconds. Chuck Norris infamously had one of the fastest punches ever, and for a middleweight, he used to punch he would throw a punch every quarter of a second. So you think about that, a quarter of a second, 6 seconds, he could hit you 24 times in one round.
Yeah,
He is
and
Chuck Norris.
and that's fine for, like I said, for combat. But my character gets primary action. Okay, I'm going to swing my sword at the gelatinous cube, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Then my bonus action, I'm going to swig this potion of healing, and then I'm going to pick the lock.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 6 seconds. That's where it falls apart for me. It's not in the actual combat moves.
Mm-hmm.
It's in all the other crap you can do, and you've got in 6 seconds to do it. It's just I looked it up. Somebody said if you use your primary action, your bonus action, your movement, and I forget what else. There's a list of things because I don't play 5e really, but a character could move 975 feet potentially in 6 seconds, which is like over 10,000 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm. And Immortal Rising, there is no monk published in any volume of D&D or Pathfinder that you care to name where a monk can punch you 24 times in one round. It does not exist.
So there always used to be a bit more of a tension in this. They used to describe a combat turn as an exchange.
Yes.
Where it was assumed that you would be feinting and parrying and getting a blow in if you could, or wearing down your opponent, and hit points wasn't health. But then that was contrasted with, say, shooting your bow. You could only take one shot in 6 seconds, which is ludicrously slow.
Right.
No, he can't.
And that was also back in the days, at least coming from a 1E perspective, a round was 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay. No, a 3E monk cannot. Not 24 times. Not 24. Not even a 20th level monk can do 24 times.
Actually happens.
If it was just pure about combat, I would agree with you, Teaser. That's like you should be able to do way more attacks in 6 seconds, but or however many seconds that particular system uses. Like Old School Essentials, it's 10 seconds, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to balance it with moving, casting spells, being able to do other actions, all that stuff. So they basically have to be able to do all that stuff in the same amount of time as anyone else can do all that stuff. That's just a balance issue. So you just have to ignore
there's no way to satisfy everyone what happens in the combat. You say
exactly. It's like I've said.
Deal with it. So
D&D is not simulationist.
No, it's not.
It's a game.
No, and before the 6 second round or the 1 minute round, just look at armor class. That's not simulationist.
No. Well, it's like in 5e, you can only move 30 feet in 6 seconds, or like 60 feet if you dash. That's like 10 or 20 meters, depending if you're dashing or not. Like, I mean, an Olympic sprinter can run way further than that in 6 seconds.
Have you seen me run? I mean,
yeah, but you're not a level 15 fit as fuck fighter,
Yeah.
So,
what's your con, Ryan? About what 6?
You're not great.
I give myself at least a solid 7.
If you delve too deep into it, none of it makes sense. But you have to just kind of like deal with it.
Whenever I'm calibrating run speed in my games, I always say, well, an Olympic sprinter can do about 100 meters in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And use that as the upper bound for someone who's got maxed out appropriate stat, maxed out appropriate skill, and figure it backwards from there, really.
But the question is, can they run 100 meters in 10 seconds and then fight a knight in full plate armor for like 40 more seconds? Or are they spent?
Here's where the shit starts to break down, though. We're still dealing with stuff on a human level. Now we start adding in weird shit like elves Okay, elven physiology isn't necessarily the same as a human. Their musculature may not be entirely the same. They may not have the same level
Slayer,
of
that shit.
reflexes.
Oh, dude, you're being bioessentialist.
Nah,
I don't care what I'm being.
Well, remember when we were playing Burning Wheel, right?
Yeah.
That's like 3-second turns or 3 heartbeat turns in which you can have maybe 4 or 5 actions if you're particularly competent.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a nightmare.
It was. It was, and that damn wolf almost killed me.
Yeah.
I'm not the pedantic Calstaff. I appreciate that, but it's just, like I said, it's just you. At some point, you have to kind of like look at the game and go, okay, it's a game. It's there's going to be rules in there that are going to be like, you're going to go, well, that's dumb. That couldn't happen in real life. And yeah, we know, but it's a game. Because for years people used to complain. I mean, here's one that'll get Guard Bro. Let me get him watch Guard Bro's face when I tell him this. In D&D, I think it was 3. I think it's actually still in 5th. You have a -5 to shoot somebody who is prone, even if you are standing directly next to them.
No, in 5th you actually get advantage on attacking prone.
Okay, they changed it. Okay, well,
but then if you're within 5 feet and you use a ranged weapon, you have disadvantage. So advantage versus disadvantage would cancel each other out. So it would just be a normal attack in 5 feet.
Yeah. So, but third edition, no, you had it was a -4, even if you were standing directly next to them.
Right. Yeah.
Fucking tarnation with You're laying down. Damn, if I wasn't down prone in the grass, I'd be able to shoot him. That's right.
Mhm.
I'm below 5 feet of height. You can't shoot me.
Requesting permission to change gears for a moment.
So like a pedant would say, "Okay, fine, whatever."
Oh no T-shirt. It's your show, man. You tell me.
No, go ahead.
All right. Did you see D&D's teaming up with Minecraft?
Yes, I did. That was the very first thing they had on that thing.
Yeah.
So, but that makes sense because Minecraft is really hot with all the kids, and this is a great way to pull in the younger crowd. That's what WotC's trying to do. Is they know that their old demographic, us old farts, are on our way out. We don't like the game. We don't like what it's become. They've already alienated us, and they're not getting us back. They know that. They are trying.
Boomers.
Yeah, they're trying to recruit the kids and get them early, and they're trying to make it as kid friendly as possible, getting them in. Kind of like we all got sucked in when we were kids, because I mean, I was 9 or 10 when I started. How old were most of you guys?
I was a bit older.
I was technically 9, but going on 10. Yeah.
See, right?
I think I was a late bloomer. I was probably 11 or 12.
Okay, Guard Bro.
All I'm saying is I technically bullied kids who played D&D in school.
When did you actually join?
I remember you.
I think, man, my brain damage makes this such a bitch trying to remember. I think it was like maybe like hardcore into it, like actually hardcore playing.
No, just your first game.
First game. When the kid I bullied invited me to go play, that'd be I was 16. 15.
Okay, so yeah, you were a little bit late to it. Victor, how about you? I know you were young.
So I got distracted by something. What was the question?
How old were you when you first picked up your first D&D book or played?
When I first played, 19. When I first picked up my book, like a book, like 10. But I didn't. I was like the 2E monster manual, but I didn't know what any of the numbers meant. It just had cool pictures.
Okay, Grim, you were about 10 at least.
No, well, it depends when you count from. Because I was just looking at the dates. Warlock of Firetop Mountain came out in 1982. And if you count those things,
I do.
Then I would have been 7.
Yep.
And then I think the Make Your Own Adventures for that, which is the first full-on role-playing game. I think that was 84 or 85. So
2 years later,
7 and 9.
Do those count? I guess I wasn't such a late bloomer.
Yeah,
I can see
Caster.
a picture as a teenager. It used to be a lot better. People are naked doing this.
It would have been 2007, 2008, so about 18, 19.
Yeah, so you were one of the older ones. But yeah, they're shooting for the younger market, and Minecraft. All the kids, 12 and under, play Minecraft. I promise they do. So it just makes sense that they would be shooting for the Minecraft crowd. They already said that when they first created the rules for 5th edition, they wanted to make it where it was more newbie friendly, where you didn't die all the time, like you used to back in basic.
Dude, I like Minecraft. I play Minecraft. It's a lot of fun.
I play 7 Days to Die, so it's kind of like Minecraft,
but with zombies. Lots more zombies.
Minecraft.
More zombies. Minecraft. Oh, did you see that joke up on Twitter?
I didn't want to say it, but I kept hearing it in my head. Minecraft, yeah, Minecraft.
No, it's that kid for his birthday. Yeah, he opens up his present and it's a copy of Mein Kampf.
No,
why did you get him this shit? No, he wanted Minecraft. He wants Minecraft on Mein Kampf. It's a video game.
Did you guys see the one where those LARPers found a body? They tried to put a spell on it.
Yeah.
I tried to cast my spell.
I'm a healer, so I was going to go heal him, but my magic wasn't powerful enough because he didn't have a head.
I should have saved those.
They threw glitter on the crime scene trying to do like a necromancer spell.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that old video of like the German grandma and they're like celebrating her birthday and she's like, Heile, H.
Oh, shit.
And everyone's like, the whole family's like, no, grandma. Don't like.
God. Hey, Snowdub.
Go ahead, skin it. Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
There we go. Is that what said to his grandma? Go on, Graham, skin the smoke wagon and see what happens.
What's this?
Oh.
We're in the Matrix.
Hang on, all right. I got the video here.
Okay. Oh, yeah, this one. Yeah, go ahead. This is so funny.
When my friend John said he found a body in the bushes over there, I ran over there because I'm a healing monk to try and help, but obviously my magic wasn't strong enough because the dude's body was missing a head. So my friend decided to try and use a necromancer spell, which didn't work, which I knew it wouldn't. And apparently we contaminated the crime scene because that spell uses a lot of glitter.
Just fucking straight face, dude. Like you fucking legend.
I'll be honest, okay? That we used to make fun of the people who used to do that shit when we were in the SCA because we would put real armor on with real metal and hardened leather and shit, and then beat the shit out of each. I mean, I saw a dude get his arm broke in one fight.
He builds character.
Dude, I'm telling you right now. I mean, I'm a nerd. But I tried SCA once when I was in college.
That's the one.
Yeah, this was back in the day when SCA was really about, Renaissance and medieval stuff. And I hung out with some guys for like a week. And at the end of the week, I was like, these guys are a bunch of fucking nerds. And I left. I was like, this is not for me.
Well, that's the SCA I grew up with was, I would come home with bruises and shit every single day from fire practice.
Yeah,
the SEA was better.
Yeah, I went through some combat training for like a day, and I was like, no, I'm just gonna roll some dice.
Oh no, I did the shit for real, and it hurt. Came home with lots of bruises. Mom would always ask me, "What did you do?" Well, I ran my forearm into this guy's shield, and it made a permanent crease in my forearm.
A bunch of older guys beat the shit out of me with fucking swords.
Yes, literally. Yeah, guys beat the shit out of me with big sticks.
I actually kind of wish I'd stuck with it now because I would have learned a lot. I mean, I really would have learned a lot, and but now I lack a lot of knowledge because I was too judgmental.
Like I said, I tried to go back to that a few years ago, and it's all cosplay stuff now, and I'm too old to get in there and into the ring and start trying to beat the shit out of these younger guys because they'll kill me.
I told you guys my story. You know why I was there, so. I mean, I don't even hide it. That's the only reason I was there.
Oh yeah, do tell it again.
Wow, chicka, wow.
I will say this though, SCA feasts are really, really good, and you can really learn to brew a lot of really interesting alcohols. I burped when I said that. Alcohols in the SCA.
Yeah, I had some really good Irish shortbread at one of those.
I got an STD at one of those one time. It's not the same.
I did not get beaten up by the girls' track team. I did get the shit beaten out of me by a girl, but I was in 4th grade. So at that point,
it was different.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean
that's 'cause I
anything.
didn't
You're not
fight
allowed
back.
to hit back.
Yeah,
So
I wasn't allowed to
what
hit
you're
back.
supposed
So.
to do.
Yeah. What'd you do, Elle? Did you beat the shit out of him? Go on, Elle. When did you stop beating your wife, Elle?
If you enter a fight with a girl, no matter what you do, you're gonna fucking lose. Because either a girl beats you up or you beat the shit out of a girl. There's no winning that.
Yeah, either way, it looks bad on you.
Fucking destroyed that chick, yo. Why am I in handcuffs? Oh fuck.
That chick destroyed me. Yeah.
Pervert. What?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know though. These days, with the gender laws being what they are, though, it's kind of like, well, okay. In truth, officer, she was built like a linebacker. So.
I don't know. I don't know.
She says she's a girl. She's got 3 Adam's apples, bro. What the fuck?
Sir, in my defense, her balls are bigger than mine.
Is that an Adam's apple, or are you just happy to see me?
Imagine finding a woman who's taking like 40 milligrams of testosterone every day. Like, God.
Oh, gee, yeah, you didn't hear about that?
You up.
there was a transgender MMA fighter who her first and last, actually not her first fight, but the last fight that she ever had, she literally broke her opponent's skull.
She beat the shit, because it's on video. She beat the tar shit out of that woman. I was like,
she
God,
she pummeled the shit out of her.
Like, it was like watching like a grown man beat a puppy. He's like, oh, stop it. No, come on. Who's paying for this? Make him stop.
Yeah.
It was so one-sided, dude. It was so one-sided. I felt bad. I was like, ooh. Yeah, like, you ever like watch a fight with a beer, you go, oh, this beer tastes bad now. Oh no, I gotta stop drinking this. It was one of those. Like, it was bad.
This beer tastes horrible, but I can't stop drinking it.
Yeah.
Like the train wreck thing. I want to look away, but I can't.
I can't look away. It's too fantastical.
Yeah. I've seen plenty of movies like that.
Part of my life.
Well, all right, guys, we're almost at 3 hours. I know Grim is probably going, please stop now.
Stairs, let me go.
Let me go. So
Stairs quickly.
We've gone way over time. So, anyone got anything before we go?
Wash your balls.
I'm almost done with my Old School Essentials Modern project. Keep an eye on that, everyone. It's going to probably be out in a couple of weeks, at least the PDF. So
cool.
I'm probably going to be aiming to run some Old School Essentials Monday. Anyone feel free to come by.
Nice.
Can I throw a cheap plug for the podcast?
Do it.
Something weird happened.
Being Jewish, I would expect nothing less than a cheap plug.
No, our downloads the last 2 weeks got cut by a third. Like something's up. One of the platforms clearly is not shadow banning us. So make sure you're liked and subscribed to Nerdcognito, any podcast provider of your choice, or nerdcognito.com.
I am opinionated, but I'm an opinionated sniper.
Yes, you are.
Which is a class in my game. So, yeah.
Opinionated sniper?
Well, sniper, but you can be opinionated, but you...
I'm running Hot War tomorrow.
Yes. I don't even have characters for that yet, so I can't wait to see what it's like.
Well,
I don't even have rules.
We have pre-gens.
Okay.
Rules are easy. You need lots of D10s. That's it.
Oh, shit. I'll have to break into my vampire dice or something.
Yeah. We've got 4 players, but it's a game where we could have more if anyone else wants to join in. So message me, let me know.
Good deal.
I want to thank Ryan David and the team at Nerdcognito for throwing my name out there on their podcast recently. I really appreciate that. It was nice to hear.
Hey, we got to celebrate each other.
And I would encourage anybody who's in chat, if you want to maybe feel a little generous and throw T-shirt a couple of bucks, he could really use the help. He's doing this for free. He's doing this out of love and his passion for all things geek, games, video games, what have you. And if you were entertained at all, it wouldn't be a bad thing to maybe support somebody that you like.
I'm incentivizing it this time. Okay, remember, this can be yours. Tonight's highest tipper is going to get this beautiful sealed volume 13 of Berserk. It is the last Berserk volume that is written and drawn by Kentaro Miura. And like I said, it's probably not a place you want to start Berserk, but considering this is normally like about a $45 book, I'm not asking you to give me $45. I'm just saying, you know, whoever our highest tipper is tonight, I'll get your information from you and I'll ship this bad boy out to you. It will be yours. So, you know, I'm willing to give you back something in exchange for your generosity.
I wonder who the highest tipper is.
I don't know. I'll check at the end of the night. I'm not going to make it all public and stuff because most people who tip.
If giving you money hinges on being entertained, well, I'm sorry.
Oh, you weren't entertained? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
No, I'm always entertained. I'm Dutch.
We're entertaining.
Are you not infotained?
Are you not entertained? All right. And just because Guard Bro was not here, and I want to end up with what I started with. Guard Bro, this is for you. Once again, you need to incorporate a hurdy-gurdy into your campaign somewhere.
I have. There is a hurdy-gurdy weapon. Hold on. It's called the Schwarzwald Gurdy. So in the actual CC manual, in the actual CC manual, so I'm putting in actual instruments to actually weapons, and there's one called the Schwarzwald Gurdy. There's also
why I love you, man.
riff shredders and melodramatic
Yes! Yes!
So
Yes!
And there is in fact a necromantic guitar you can play that'll summon skeletons.
You need to put in a book called The Modern Adventurer's Guide to Guns and Gear that gives you like a bonus to attacks or something.
Are there enchanted vinyl waifus you can put on your jeeps and stuff to give bonuses?
You laugh. There are anime keychains you can put on your rifle to increase your grit.
Yes. Awesome. I can't wait to play this. I'm so excited about this, Guard Bro. And Guard Bro, this is for you and also for the audience. Just remember, hurdy-gurdies. This is your bard wants to play a hurdy-gurdy because you two can be as badass as this. Hurdy-gurdy.
That's not that impressive. I can do that.
Sure. Until next week, my friends.
Bye, everyone.
On behalf of the staff of the Independent California Motel, I wish you all sweet dreams. Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.